people. What's good? Salute.
Yes, sir.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Salute to the tribe. We're hip hop and comics and hip hop. We're a niche channel. And reserved for the best is super dope. I do sell comics. Check me out on Instagram at 6th_element_comic. We do live auctions, live claim sales. I rock with Tooth and Claw, hit animated television series. The Scotty Young joint, blowing up fast. X23. So this is dope, man. All right, so this is beautiful. Yo, everybody, what's up? This sixth element of hip hop. I'm Reno Noir. Your host is my co-host, Two Dog. And in the building, you can see here, Rage Theo in the chat. What's good, brother? You can see here. We got all the ladies of comics right now. We're doing a Women of Comics special. We want to talk to the women that are involved in comics, just like the men, because we know it's a male-dominated, typically, kind of dude's hobby. And I've met these lovely women on Instagram and things, and they're some of the most knowledgeable, down collectors and comic enthusiasts that I've ever met. So I wanted to get them on here and talk to these women about what it's like being a woman in a typically male-dominated, community. And they graciously agreed to do it with us. So here we are. Directly below me is Sammy from Skeleton Key Comics.
Hey.
Then we got next to her is Danielle from Nerdy Girl Comics.
Hey guys.
Next to her is Amber from Creamer and Cash Comics.
What's going on, everybody?
And right above her is Max from Max Comics 93.
What's up?
All right. You're good. All right, y'all. So yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming. Shout out to the chat right now. Slick Nick in the building. Rage Theo, Corey Adger, Ed Santos. What's good, everybody? Lazarus Einstein in the house. Yo, thank y'all for coming, man, and checking us out today. We're gonna have a good little convo here. So we've got I don't know how we want to do it. I've got several questions, but I kind of want to ask all of you guys these questions. But before I do, is there anything that you guys want to promote, talk about, projects you've got upcoming, or anything like that, promotions or anything?
Oh wow, we got a lot, don't we? I'm sure we all do.
Yeah.
Yes. I know every single one of us is always on Whatnot. That's for sure. Yes. I do Tuesday night auctions on my YouTube channel. And then every Friday between Max and myself, we alternate channels, and we have started a show called My Favorite Show, where we talk about anything within the industry. So this Friday will be on my channel, and then we'll alternate to her. So that's kind of what I got going on.
Nice. Danielle?
Yeah. So Sam and I are on Whatnot every Saturday morning at 9:30. We team up and we do, it ranges from like 1 to 2 hours. We never know how long it's going to go.
Right.
We are also part of the Whatnot Wednesday team, and I'm usually on at 6:00 p.m. Eastern Standard. And then I also stream every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. And then every Saturday morning, I drop a new kind of series I started doing, What's Trending with Danielle. And yeah,
I've seen that. It's pretty good.
Always
Sammy,
on Instagram. Really cool. Always.
Yeah. Sammy, what do you got going
on? So you can find me on Instagram, Skeleton Key Comics. You can find me on Whatnot, Skeleton_Key_Comics. I do a sale with Danielle every Saturday morning. We do Silver and Bronze Age books. I do a sale every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then oh gosh, we have a YouTube channel. It's like, there's one more thing. I have a YouTube channel. So Tony and I have a YouTube channel, Skeleton Key Comics. And then every Tuesday night, Comic Tom 101 and I have a show doing comic book 101 stuff.
Nice.
Well, that's awesome. What is comic? Well, first of all, let me finish shouting out the chat right now. Cooks24 is in the building. Amber, you know Cooks, that's the homie. Diamond Onyx is always in the chat. What's good, Queen? And James Bullock, shout out.
No mas.
Fat T in the building. No mas. And yeah, man. So all right. Stu Dog.
Wait, did Max share what she has going on?
Not yet.
Oh no, we went.
No,
girl.
Not yet. No, actually did.
Get it?
Yeah.
This is my bad because I kind of thought Amber covered it, but yes, Max, please talk to us. Tell us what's cracking with the Max
I do have a raffle going on on my Instagram page. You win all 3. There's spots we're trying to fill up. That's
I think I got a spot myself. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, you did. I'm all over the place. I'm with Amber on Fridays and Tuesdays. I'm gonna get back into Whatnot. Same username, I believe, over there. Actually, I think I have all of my links if I just drop my link tree in the chat. But yeah, feel free to hit me up. I'm always open to if you just want to stop by, say hi in my DMs or whatever. So I also draw for comic covers for people in the community. I got one back today. I'm not happy with CBCS and how they labeled it, but I did get.
Oh wow!
Oh wow!
Hold on, can you?
That's amazing.
Highlight that a little more.
Yeah, can you hold that up again? Yeah, hold
You know how to do it. Show the cover. There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Stray dog.
That's amazing.
It's actually
a
Sandman tribute in the back. So that's Hades and Cerberus, but it's a Sandman tribute. So
really dope.
Now tell me why they didn't give you a grade on that. What's going on?
I paid for the grading and they didn't give me a grade. So I emailed them and they also wrote it was the Bram Stoker's Dracula cover.
Right.
But it wasn't.
Well,
it
clearly
was a blank. And I'm like, it's cover B. Number 1, 5th print, cover B, not cover A. So I'm like, y'all need to learn how to do your jobs, hire new people. I don't know. But I get exhausted when it's my own personal comments. So.
Maybe they need to hire you to do the grading out there.
There you go.
Get it right. Yeah, get it right. Yeah.
At least for getting the right labels.
Yeah.
Right. And it's funny because even in the invoice that they sent back with it, I had typed in there blank variant. You try.
No excuse.
Just do your best.
Right.
No
wow.
excuse.
Crazy.
No excuse. It's like you're just a number or something.
They're
I guess fresh. To them. Yeah, as many as they do a day, a week, or whatever. I guess you can say so. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yo, Rage Theo's digging it. He's throwing all the flames up.
Rage.
Fire.
Onyx is digging it. Everybody loves it.
Thanks.
That's beautiful.
That's right.
Yeah, we give it a 9. We give it a 10. We're just gonna give it a 10.
We giving it a 10.
Give it a 9.
Absolutely.
Give it a 10. Give it a 10.
All right, so Stu, you want to go first or you want me to go first? How we going?
All right, ladies, who is your favorite female comic book character?
All right, so you want to go around and do a question thing like you answer. Does everyone just want to spit it out as they?
We'll start with Sammy. We'll start with Sammy. Work our way around. Sammy and yeah.
Oh, this is an easy
All right.
answer.
What can anyone guess what my Storm? 100. Yeah.
Nice.
I love Storm so much. It started with the animated series, just seeing her on TV and then like, ooh, I can be her when I get older. Right. You know, like one of those things. Right. But she's powerful. She's gorgeous. She's a woman of color. I don't know. As a superhero, she really is a great role model for real. So Storm for me.
Very good. Very good. Danielle?
Ooh, I'm going to go Psylocke from Marvel. And I'm going to go an anti-hero and go with Harley Quinn. She's just misunderstood.
This is true.
This is very
I'm
true.
loving the mutants from my thing. All right, Amber, who's yours?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know that I have a favorite female. I've never really thought of a favorate female. I've got some favorite male characters, but I will tell you that in my family, Harley Quinn is up there and Batgirl.
Batgirl.
So,
yeah. Nice.
All right,
Max,
so you're repping DC.
I not me personally. My favorite overall is Bishop, so that's why I said.
Word.
He's
one of my. He's definitely one of my top few. Yeah.
Yes.
For sure.
Well, he has a sister. He has a sister as well. He has a sister.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, so we can.
But yeah.
So
Max, your turn, Max.
My favorite Marvel character is
female.
Cosmic.
It was a female character, right? Favorite female character?
Every
I can do
female
both.
character.
I got both. My
Yeah,
favorite
give us both.
Marvel character
okay.
overall, Cosmic Ghost Rider, because he's totally badass. Everyone's heard me
yeah.
say it a million times, but I'll say it again. You have Frank Castle. He becomes the Punisher. He dies. He's too mad to stay dead. He gets the power of the Spirit of Vengeance. Then he gets the power Cosmic from Galactus. And then he gets the Time Stone from Thanos. What's not to love? My second favorite Ghost Rider would be Kushala, the Demon Rider. She has the Spirit of Vengeance, and she does become a Sorcerer Supreme. So
That's dope.
Heavy. I
Those are
love
some
it.
very
and
interesting.
she's also a person of color.
comic
She's
and-
Native American.
Right. Yes, she is. And yeah,
Yes, she is.
She got a new book, Spirit of Vengeance, just came out, right?
Yeah, Spirit of Vengeance, Demon Rider.
Yeah. See, I told you guys, man, extremely knowledgeable. These women will blow your mind. Definitely facts you under the table. What's Fat T talking about? He says, perhaps that's why we need to have a show, because women are not being respected. All right, Fat T. Def Chimp. He's throwing bananas. He says bananas in here,
Detective
man.
Chimp.
Bananas.
Defective chimp.
Defective.
Defective chimp. Yeah,
Defective.
unlike
That's
detective
a
chimp.
great play on words instead of detective.
Defective
Right,
chimp.
because I totally read it as detective at
I like
first.
that.
Because Defective Chimp is one of my crew members in the Mad Men of Comics on Instagram. So he's one of like the team, but he had Detective Comics was one of his things, and you can see the chimp there with the magnifying glass. So yeah, but that's the homie right there. Shout out Def Chimp.
Yeah, that's DC Comics Detective Chimp.
Right. All right, so here we go. I got one for y'all. What got you into comics, and was it a man?
And was it a what?
The last part of
Was it a man? Was it a
Like
man?
your dad or your brother or
Are we going
boyfriend?
around
A
same order?
boyfriend,
Same order.
a boyfriend, or you know.
Yeah.
I mean, my husband definitely got me into comics. So when I first went to his house and I got to see his comic room, it was like nothing I've ever seen. It was like walking into a comic shop. I know he was like super nervous, showing me all of these.
Oh yeah, we are.
He was so nervous.
Yeah, it's like if I bring a woman in here, it's like you don't know how
Yeah,
they're gonna
you
react.
You don't
it's
know.
like it's like
I
bringing,
know.
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Like letting
exactly.
it's like letting Vicky Vale in the Batcave. You know,
There
it's
you go.
like what is she gonna think? Like
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's so funny. But at first I was like very intrigued, like, wow, he has tens of thousands of one item, of all of these things, comic books. And that's what really, really got me into it. Is like, all right, if this guy's super cool, he's super sweet, super nice, and he hoards this particular collectible, it must be something that's really cool. So he actually ended up getting deployed like a week after we had met. And so after we ran out of things to talk about, we started talking about comics. And then I just got really, really into them. Really into them. So he taught me everything I knew while he was gone for a year. And I just started studying and just obsessing over everything comic related, from the actual comics themselves, the stories, to the conditions of them, the way they smell, literally everything comic related. I was obsessed. So
That
short
is so
story.
awesome. Nah, that is crazy. That is cool as hell, man. I mean, that's just
wait, time
ultimate
out.
woman
Hold on,
right
time
there.
out.
Right?
Wait, time.
What happened?
The way they
What happened?
smell, the way comics
Oh,
smell.
yeah.
I mean, can
Yeah.
we
Have you ever
elaborate
seen
on
Under
that?
the Golden Age or a
Because a lot of
Silver Age?
people be like, the smell of money. Money smells good, or
Let me
success smells good.
I'm trying to think of a way to how when you walk by a woman and you're like, wow, she smells amazing. You know what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You wonder
It's like that. Like when you grab a new comic book day comic off the rack, you're just smelling manufactured, freshly manufactured paper. It's like meh. It's like smelling like fresh paint. You know.
Okay.
But when you smell like a Silver Age comic, it's like
Or Golden
aged.
Age is even better.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
She's got the paper. The paper does smell different. It has a different
It does
smell.
smell
the
different.
history.
Yeah, it
How
does.
it was
Right.
stored, when it's from, because comic books that are from the West Coast don't always smell like comic books from the East Coast, right? There's different climates.
That makes sense.
Paper breaks down.
Yeah, the sea water and stuff in the air.
Cast or something. like, yeah, the smell is
The
part of
desert,
the
the
history
dry
of these
air.
books.
Absolutely.
Right,
That's
right.
that.
Because
See, man, I told
women,
you.
y'all have a heightened sense of smell. Like,
They do.
I can't. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, I
can
can't
smell the right books,
smell.
yes,
You know,
dog.
Well, I
it's
know.
got to be strong. It's got to be
I know
strong.
when.
Ooh, not acid comic strong. I've gotten a severe headache smelling a comic, opening it, and it was like
Oh yeah.
acid got to it bad. Oh man,
Oh wow.
not that kind of
Oh,
strong. But
But
anyways,
you prefer a used.
And if you know, you know.
I'm gonna end up on a show like my life as a comic book sniffer. This is where this conversation is going.
right. Or if somebody's comic book goes missing or stolen, we'll just get you out. And give you a whiff here. Here's the bag it came in.
Sammy
Sniff
Sniff.
it
All right,
out.
lead it. Yeah, lead it. All right, lead on. Yeah, go.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
All right. Danielle, what got you into comics, and was it a man?
So when I met my boyfriend, like, oh gosh, almost 20 years ago, he was into comics. And I was like, you do what? Like, you sell comic books? And I thought it was like this weird thing. And then I'm like, oh, snap. These comic books sell for money. I need to learn all the things. And fast forward, and I really had to take the time to learn about these books so I could talk to people and have conversations with them at shows, so that I wasn't just like some, I don't know, like some sidekick that didn't know what they're talking about, right? Now I'll go to shows by myself. I've set up at a lot of shows solo. And obviously I run the Nerdy Girl page.
That's also so it was your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Now you you don't read comics, right?
I do
Like,
not.
You don't
I
read
did
comics.
read my first comic book though. I read The Untamed from Stranger Comics.
That's good. That's
a good one. Yeah.
That is a good one.
So Danielle, you're mostly into the culture and the lore.
You know what? It's not even just the culture and the allure. It's the covers for me, because I feel like you don't need to read a comic book to understand the history of it. And I don't deal in a lot of new books, period. Anything that came out really past 2006, and that's only very recently that I have books that even came out then, I don't really deal in. I am very much vintage, golden age, silver age, and super early bronze age for the most part. And a lot of those people deal in graded comics anyways. I've held an Action Comics 1 raw, like not graded, and I've been able to like flip through the pages, and that was really amazing. But I feel like you don't have to read books to appreciate the history and the art of them and the artists, like how they were feeling.
That's true.
You don't read a book unless you like the cover, right?
Yeah.
No, we agree, because when you look at most covers on comics, the covers are amazing. They are an art in itself. Like, to me, it's like something you can hang. To me personally, I mean, I read comics. I'm into comics. I'm into the characters and stories.
Yeah.
But to me, the comic book itself, like the covers, like can you pull a cover like a dope cover for us, please? Yeah, can you pull a cover for us, please? Like when you look at a cover,
right? Like when you go to the comic,
right? The cover, like you look at the cover, you'll be like, oh man, this is a dope cover.
Which one am I gonna take home?
Right.
Yeah.
To me, they're like something you can hang on a wall, and you can say like, this is like you can hang a painting. To me, you can hang a comic book cover on a wall.
Virgin variant.
Yeah, like I like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, I dealt in so much golden age that for me, it's also the history of those books. Like if you look at those covers in the 40s, especially when World War II was going on, they're telling you go buy war bonds and we're going to war and we're fighting the Nazis. And when there was victory, it celebrated the victories that we had during World War II. So I love history, period. So for me, it was like this perfect meld of two worlds, I guess.
Art and history, right?
Now I'll tell you a secret, Danielle. When I collect the hip hop covers, I have never read one of those comics. I literally bought them for the covers.
Yeah,
I
literally
books by their covers,
bought them for the covers.
None of these.
Yeah, I've never read one hip hop comic cover that I've ever bought. I've always bought them just strictly.
And how many do you have now?
Quite a few. Quite a few. I have about 20 counting, and a couple coming in the mail.
I got 16. That's all that row is right there is hip hop covers.
That's
Yeah, they're
dope.
beautiful
that's
to
I
me.
only get
They're
the ones.
beautiful
See,
to
I
me.
only
Yeah,
collect
I
Yeah,
love them.
the
covers
art,
that
right?
Yeah,
that are
those
albums
dope.
that I listen
Yeah.
to. Like if it's an album I
Yeah.
listen to, that's when the only ones I collect if I like the album.
Are you guys trying to collect all the hip hop covers?
No, I'm not. Like my
How
friend
many
Kush,
are
he's
there?
trying to get them all. I think there's like 180, 190, something like
Oh,
that.
that's a
There's like
lot.
100.
Oh yeah,
I need all the Wu-Tang. If you run Amber,
that's
if you
what I.
run across
All the
any
Wu.
Wu-Tang covers,
Yeah, that's what I
please
got.
Okay.
call
All
me
Wu Tang, all
immediately.
them. That's what I got.
Call
Gotcha.
Stu
Yeah.
immediately. Yes. Yes. Hit me up on Instagram, Infinity Man with an E. Hit me up. And
I was
that's on
wondering what your
purpose because
answer
I'm a
was.
big
I couldn't
DC
tag
fan.
you in my story. I tried to tag Stu Dog and it didn't come up.
Nah, type in Infinity Man with an E. It's a play on Infinity Man from the New Gods because I'm real big on the New Gods. I love that. I love the Jack Kirby run of that. I think it's just
Yes,
that's the most amazing thing I've ever read in my life.
so
Mhm,
dope.
mhm. Definitely.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, Amber. Now, please tell us what got you into comics. You know what sparked it, and was a man involved?
Yes, a man was involved. Yes. My husband, actually. Yes, yes. We moved to Huntsville, Alabama in 2011. And we went to a local comic shop here. He wanted to go get some books and stuff. And so I was like, I want to read something. Like you're picking up comics, you're always reading them. I want to read something.
Right.
And I was directed to a book. I'm going to leave it nameless, but I'm just going to say it was,
Ah,
I could tell you. No, one of the guys told me, because I was a woman, that I should probably read Rat Queens. So I picked it and I read it and I was like, yeah. So we went back maybe a week later, something like that. And actually the first book that I enjoyed reading was from Stranger Comics. I picked up the volume 1 of The Old Guard and The Untamed. And
like Niobe and all of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those were super, super good.
Yeah, I have some of those. I have the
Brilliant.
hip hop
Yeah.
covers. Yeah.
I had read like Batwoman New 52 and stuff like that, but I didn't want to read something with superheroes. So I wanted to, and indie wasn't really popular then. Indie in the last few years has had a huge boom. But yeah, so those really got me hooked. And then I just started looking for other volumes because I think it was like issue 2 that I picked up. So I started looking for other, issues of it. So shout out to Sebastian. He got me hooked. And my husband's the one that hooked me.
That's awesome. You've been into comics since 2011?
Probably right around there, 2011, 2012. Awesome. I can't remember when that actual issue came out, but it was right around then.
I just picked that one up.
Huh?
He just sent me that one. I had the pleasure of meeting Sebastian at New York Comic Con, and Sam and I had dinner with him. Wow. And he's the one that convinced me to
finally read that.
Yeah, he gave me like the synopsis of it, and I was like, okay. I told him he had to read me the story because he has like that soulful voice that like
he
really
does.
You.
Yes.
But
for real.
His
agree.
That story was just like, okay, he loves this so much. I have to check it out.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love that it wasn't like a real, like, it was like a real world, like, what do you do situation. And it wasn't just like some superhero coming in and saving a damsel in distress. It really made you think.
Yeah. A lot of mysticalness to it, you know what I mean? But still mixed into where it's not just so far-fetched.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So that's all right. So now, Max, same question. What got you into comics? How long you been into comics, basically, and was a man involved?
Not like I was. It was my friend Patrick was into him, and he has like a bajillion comics, and I was like, that's wild. And so I went with him. He invited me to a local small Comic Con one time in Nebraska, and I said, yeah, okay, sure. And I went there, and it was just kind of overwhelming. I'm very like socially shy, so I kind of was just like sticking around him, and there was a lot of colors, a lot of people. It was crowded, and Corona was happening, and this was like in fall of 2020. I want to say I started getting into it.
Really?
And I picked out
Really?
cover, this Ghost Rider book, Ghost Rider #1, the blank black cover. Because it was, to me, it was
that
very
one's cool.
calming, like in a very crowded and noisy space. The black cover was just really calming. So I just
Right.
kind of held on to. I bought that for $5 and took a breather outside a few minutes later and was sitting on the bench. And Patrick comes out and he handed me a Ghost Rider book from the Volume 1 series, and I was like, fuck, great, now I'm a collector because I have more than one now. So. And I did most of it on my own though. Like I would ask questions and learn stuff from him, but like I would go to LCSs and pick up my own books and from the auctions, and then I just decided I had too many books when I had a bunch of boxes on my kitchen table and there was nothing but comics in there, and it started taking over my bedroom. So I started selling with Amber and their crew. So yeah, it's been fun. And I moved to California thanks to the comic community from Nebraska to California, because this is where I met my current boyfriend, who's in California now. I live here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that is great.
That's
Man.
cool.
That is cool.
Met on
Yeah, that is cool.
I'm mind blown.
Met him on YouTube.
Met on YouTube. Hashtag.
Yeah, because when you think of Nebraska,
I'm mind blown that
you don't think about. Is there a comic book shop in Nebraska?
Because she's so knowledgeable. Like I saw you on YouTube selling comics. Like you know so much about it. Like you've done a lot in the past year. I would think you've been into them for years.
I get that a lot, but like I don't know as much as I want to, and that's how it's always gonna feel like. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I think everyone will always feel like they don't.
Oh, for sure.
Because
yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah, I'm the same.
Heroes you have to learn about, and villains, and like it's an ever evolving hobby. Grading standards change. You think you know how to grade a book with X defect, and suddenly now this defect is okay, but this
Right.
It is ever evolving.
Yeah.
I think personally there's always something new you can learn. Like I'll read a comic, or I'll read I don't know, I'll go online and be on CBR or something, and they'll bring up a story. I'll be like, yo, I never knew that. And then I'll go back and read it or look it up, or I'll look up the character and be like, yeah, that was I never heard of that. Like we were talking about Catman one day. I was like, yo, who is Catman?
I told you it was a Catman. He didn't believe
you.
He
brought it up. I was Cat. You should have saw us. We were going crazy. So I went and looked up Catman, read a couple stories. And Catman's legit.
Yeah.
Might even be
Catman.
Amber, you were gonna say something?
Well, I was just gonna say, I just found out recently. I've known Max for a while now, and I recently just found out that she just got into comics within this past 2 years. I will tell you guys what, if you need to know anything about indie books, call her. Like she knows, and the most random indie books. I'm like, what is that even? She knows about them. So
awesome. Well, you're pretty good too. Like just today I was like, hey, where can I find out what this book is? And like you found it like in seconds, and I was like, I've been looking for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
So she's pretty. She owns an LCS. She's got tons of knowledge.
Oh yeah.
I don't own an LCS. I just have.
We're going there too, because I definitely, I've seen Amber's shop, and you already know I'm thrilled over the USS Flag. I had that when I was a kid. The GI Joe aircraft carrier.
Amber, I'm coming to your shop, Amber. I'm coming.
Come on over
I'm coming to your
shop.
shop.
For sure. My husband just bought a Defiant. See, I don't know much about GI Joe. I can sing the theme song for you guys because I sit here and listen to him watch it. I'm not gonna sing it, but he just bought a space shuttle Defiant. Like
that's rare. That's very rare. That's very rare.
All of that, B. I had all of that. I had
that's super big. I've never had that.
The aircraft carriers, the jets, like you name it. I had all of that. I don't have a single item from when I was a kid in the 80s, and I had everything.
Listen, I had all the action figures, but never none of those giant vehicles. Had a couple. Had a his tank. Had a mauler. A couple of medium.
His tank now.
See, I have
the new stuff now, but from there,
it's 8 feet long and like 4 feet wide.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Right? Yeah, the flag is.
Oh yeah, it's
from
an aircraft carrier.
Huge.
Yeah, so you can imagine that. Not a lot of kids in the mid 80s had that because. I mean, they had the room. The houses weren't the size that they were now. The parents didn't have the budget
Yeah.
they had now, like
Right.
8 feet by 4 feet.
Right.
Like that's a
Yeah, where do you
Like you
put
had it
that?
like
On
we
your
had a
Yeah.
play.
Well, first of all, you don't have
Yeah.
the space. Yeah, first of all, in the 80s, we didn't have the space. And second of all,
Right.
your parents were
Right.
like, listen, that's like a quarter of the rent. That's not
Right.
gonna
I'm
down.
enough for
Bro,
you.
it was a
Right.
big
That's
deal.
Right.
I remember. I
Right.
was probably in
And if
first
you
grade, but I remember it was a big deal for my family to had gotten that. Like they surprised me and everything. I didn't know it was coming. But then I remember like for years that it was a big deal that they got me that. And I started to realize that when kids would come over and they lose their mind, like I'm like, well, yeah, you didn't get one? It's like, nah. I was probably in first grade though. I thought everybody had
like,
one.
no, we didn't
Like,
get one, bro.
No.
Listen, we'd have
Why are
been
you asking me that question?
right.
like I
Yeah.
think my dad worked at a camera shop or something for like minimum wage. Like they were young, they were in their early 20s. My parents had no money, and so that was a big deal that they got that.
That's
So
really cool.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
for sure. All right, so Stu Dog, it's your shot, man. Your turn.
All right, all right, I'm gonna get a little serious with you ladies here. What is your opinion of the portrayal of women in American comics?
We got a lot
All
more
right.
badass recently. Like in
We
the
got
actual
quiet
comic
everyone.
books, you mean the characters?
Like,
Yes.
like you mean like the characters, how they use them in comics?
Yeah, like their portrayal, like the way women are portrayed in comics. Because normally women are
They've started
Symbol.
toning down
Like,
the
well, I
large
give-
breasts, and they
Right.
started to like tone it down.
Well, I'll give you a better example. I'll give you a good example. You know what's right. And I'll give you another example. DC Comics, they create Justice League. Wonder Woman's a founding member of Justice League. Everybody knows that. But in the 40s and the 30s and all that, she was literally supposed to be their secretary. Like
Fact.
she wasn't the badass Wonder Woman with
Yeah.
the sword and shield. She was supposed to be, typing notes and getting coffee and things
Like
of that nature.
Wonder
Yeah,
Woman.
but she was
And-
supposed to be
right.
that, but she told them, I'm not playing that role. I am a superhero just like you guys are. And she still
Right.
had 3 different series running. She
Yeah.
had Wonder Woman,
Yes.
Sensation, and All-Star. And
Yes.
she was still in the Justice League. And like they might have wanted to like cast her as that, but she was like, not today, boys.
Mhm.
So that's my
Yeah.
question. So my question is, what is your opinion of the portrayal of women in comics today?
Well, I feel like they are trying. It's really hard because female superheroes have always been like super sexualized, right? Like
Yeah.
they've always been like super low cut costumes, like super busty, and they don't always
Comics
show
were for
all-
teenage boys.
Well, I feel
Right.
like
Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah, and it's
Because
them in
even
now.
though they're still sexy, like their outfits, like the way, if you're reading the stories, the way they're portrayed, they are respected more. And if you don't respect them, they'll fuck you up type of attitude. And the ways that we read the
Mhm.
stories you're going to find it a lot different from back in like your Silver Age portrayals.
I feel like there are a
definitely
lot
been an
more like
evolution.
equality now, but I think if you look
Sure.
back then, there's supposed to be like these damsels in distresses. There were very few female superheroes. Like Wonder Woman kind of paved the way, really, for female superheroes. Because even if you look at Marvel, like they had Miss Marvel, but she wasn't like this big character, right?
And
She
the
was
Invisible
kind of
Woman was in the
along the way.
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, but like Sue
Right.
Storm, I don't really count Sue very
she's like the first mama,
right.
Yeah.
first comic mama. That was really
yeah,
awesome that
pretty
happened.
much, yeah.
But that didn't happen until the 60s.
I know. Not for a hot minute, yeah.
Right.
Right.
Like a lot of the Golden Age covers are like damsels in distress bondage covers. Females
Yeah.
tied up, waiting for a superhero to come in and save them. And they didn't really get to stand on their own merits.
This is
Mhm. This is true. Like on my wall right now, Wonder Woman's tied down to a bomb,
Yeah.
Right.
waiting
They're
for someone to
always,
save
like,
her.
damsel in distress.
Yeah. I've got a She-Hulk where
They need to
she's
be
tied up.
saved.
Yeah. Yeah. Amber, what about you?
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I mean, I agree. I mean, obviously there's been an evolution, what did you kind of expect? It's kind of changed with the times, right? And we expect that, everything should change as we grow as people and change and evolve. But I think the portrayal right now, I mean, it is what it is. It's what people want to see. It's where it should be. They're going to do what's selling and what's great. And as long as they just keep evolving, I think it's absolutely fine,
Mhm.
I mean, like, you could say, like, I know that Power Girl comics, like back in the day, if you look and you pay attention, it wasn't selling. So after a while, Power Girl ended up with the biggest breast because they would make her breast bigger each issue.
You know
because
why?
her book
Selling
wasn't
more and more.
selling.
No,
And they
it's
wanted to
because
see if
it's-
people would notice. Oh, go ahead, Matt.
That's the reason that so the person who was drawing them bigger and bigger, he wanted attention from his editor because he had some issues he wanted to address or talk about. I forget what the exact thing was, but they weren't listening to him. So he just kept giving her bigger tits until he finally caved and said, "Bro, what the hell is up?
What's going on?"
And
Right?
so that he's like, "Oh, I need your attention now." So that's how that started from what I read the story.
Wow.
And I thought that was freaking hilarious.
That's
That's one way to
that
get
is-
another man's attention.
He
I
got
guess.
his
That's the way to
attention.
do it.
Right? Got the attention, right?
He got it. Right. Right.
Whatever
He got it.
takes.
Yeah.
But maybe it was because of selling, but that's the version of the story I had read, and it just made me laugh really hard.
Word up. Sammy, what do you think about women in comics, how they represent it, and women of color?
Oh, women of color. Well, they touched really good on how women are represented. I think, like they said, like it definitely has evolved over time according to who's mainly buying the comics, and that's a male dominant hobby. So I feel like they've always catered, but today, obviously, we don't see like those wild Wonder Woman bondage covers or bondage covers in general, especially those of like EC pre-code horror.
Oh yeah.
Definitely don't see that stuff anymore. So that's come a long way. But I guess to touch more on, like you said, like the women of color thing, I think they do an okay job. Now it's more dependent on the artist though. So I wouldn't say it's necessarily like a DC issue or a Marvel issue. I think some artists definitely, I don't know if this is PC or not, whatever, but white out characters. I know some
Like
artists.
whitewash?
Yes, I can't stand
Like
when
making them lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get sent that stuff quite a bit. Like, oh, how do you feel about this storm cover? I think the last one was like a few months ago, and it basically looked like a Caucasian woman with they colored, brown skin.
Right.
And I did feel like some type of way about it because, if like a younger me, for example, like a young girl of color sees that and she's like, my nose. It's the same way you see models.
The features, right? The features.
Right? Like, where's her nose?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with her thick thighs? Like, where's that booty? Where's where's the nose drills? And you know what I mean? So I think I think some artists definitely need to do better.
Right.
Now some artists do an incredible job of drawing features for,
Nubia is one
all races
for DC, right? Nubia. She's the new Wonder Woman or the Brazilian. Yeah. Oh man,
she's gorgeous.
The Brazilian.
They did a really good job with her. I think Russell Dodderman's probably for like features and everything like that when it comes to different races. Russell Dodderman does. He's my favorite. He does an absolutely amazing job. And like he's one of my favorite modern artists for that reason. He's very intentional. So is David Mack. David Mack does an incredible job going above and beyond, making sure every race is represented so beautifully and purposefully.
Wow. Nice. Yeah, because even you said that seeing Storm, seeing yourself in Storm gave you, made you want to be interested in it. And so like young girls, or even boys, black boys, black girls, seeing representation, it helps. It makes, I don't know, I guess it gives you something to be interested in.
Absolutely.
That's a very good point. Stu.
Well, in some ways it gives validation for equality, right? Like they're being represented
for sure.
in the same way where they should have been for a really long time. It never should have been just Falcon in comic books as really for how long, right?
Absolutely. Excuse me. Okay, so I guess we'll go around. Well, no, I think we already kind of covered this. Do you guys collect or read or both or neither? But I guess so. Everybody pretty much reads
Well, I don't
comics,
read, but I
you don't
collect
read 'em.
comics. Like I have a PC. I think all of us have a PC.
Mhm.
Or I guess what else do
Yeah.
you guys collect would be a question I would be curious about. Do you
Well,
only
I
collect
read
comic
and
books?
That
yeah,
is
I
one of our
read and
questions.
collect. Definitely read and collect.
Yeah, that
But
is a
I
question.
found
That
myself
is, yeah, that is a good.
I found myself reading a lot of modern books, and this I have to say it. A lot of the modern stories are they're not very good. They're rushed, and so I started going back and reading some of the older stuff, like some of the earlier maybe X-Men or earlier Spider-Man, because those stories are just so much better. And I don't know, the art's even different. Like it's like they were held to higher standards, and nowadays sometimes it feels like anybody can just put anything out. I mean, I can
It's
see in the
true. They
comments.
can. It's
Freeway,
true, and they can.
Freeway's my husband in there, so he can contest to this. He's in there. We just kind of got off the subject of anybody of color in these comics, and they're not doing very good jobs. Some of the art might be great, but the storylines, like if you're reading some of like the DC Icon, it's
It's not good.
No, it's not good. It's not good. Like the new DC Icons that they put out,
Like the Icon and
Kind
Rise.
of.
Yeah.
It's going kind of. You know what the problem. You know what the problem is, Amber. They're telling the story from back in the 90s, and it's just moving slow. Like DC has always put their.
They've got to evolve it,
Yeah.
Right, but DC's always put their milestone characters.
Comment right there. That's perfect what he said. Yeah.
Right. Now, DC's always put the milestone characters on the shelf. I've said it on this show many times. How DC, they treat Milestone. They bought Milestone. Like I'm like, you bought Milestone, and you added them to the DC universe. So you merged both universes, and you do nothing with the characters. You just shelf them.
Do nothing with it.
Nothing. Not one thing. We didn't get any continuations of their stories. I mean, we keep getting like Static, the new Static. It's the same story I read back in the 90s. It's the same origin story. It's just modernized. Like they just modernized it. We should be, it should be like a continuation of what Static is doing now, or what Icon and Rock is doing now.
They do a lot of that. I wonder if they just run out of storylines or anything to write about, and it's kind of just a quick money grabber. Put it out there, see if we can sell more of this, and then we'll shelf it again. It'll be done in 6 issues. We'll get a quick grab out of it, and then we'll shelf it again.
Right. No, I think it is. I agree.
Comics now only take I've seen some of the new books. They take you 30 seconds to read a book between
they really do.
The lack of words on pages and all of the ads inside of them. Like I've seen inside new books, and I personally would never. Like I've bought a couple. Like Sam and I bought the Spawn because I thought it was a really cool cover. But I would never waste my money. Like you're paying for 30 seconds.
Right.
Yeah. It's tough.
That's
really
Freeway.
Yeah.
That's true. And I'm gonna be honest. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like when I used to read comics, like I don't like Power Man or Falcon or anything like that. I used to get upset, and I'm not even gonna say I would get bored because I would. They were always in the ghetto. Like they were always in the ghetto. And that's where they stayed. They always were fighting. Like it was always like gang violence or something. Like they got to fight the local gang. So you had this super powerful superhero, and like Luke Cage, and the best he can do
fighting crackheads
is go into the ghetto and fight crackheads and fight the local gang. They're right. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. He's in New York City. Is criminals all so nobody like it never made any sense to me. I would get bored. Right, I would be like, "Yo, why can't we have Power Man face off against Electro?" Like
what they would do with any other superhero. He's gonna fight a super villain. You know what I mean? And not, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like that always just bothered me reading, but I'm still a fan, and you can still wish, but. Always just like Falcon was always literally in the ghetto. Like it was just always like, in the hood, like dealing with hood issues. And, you're like, wow, man, like this is, but to me, it's like you're like, it's like that's how you're portraying where they come from and portraying that that's how high they can go. They can't go no higher than that. And that's how I looked at it after a while.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. So I don't know, Stu, that kind of wasn't. I don't know. All right. Well, here we talking about
I know we
collection.
kind of went a little left field.
Well, no. All
All right, well, let's get back on track. Let's get back on track.
Conversations that
Oh,
should be
yeah.
valid, right? Like
They
I want
definitely
that.
should happen.
valid.
Yeah,
And
and
it's
no, I
kind of
want
a
us to have
call of, like,
conversations.
do better. So
Yeah.
Right.
okay,
Absolutely.
what else? We'll move
Absolutely.
it along. What else?
No,
do
you're
you
Okay, let's
guys
move it.
collect
What
besides
about
Why do you?
books?
Let's move it along. Okay, why do you
What
think
else
women
do
in
we collect?
comics?
Yeah,
I was gonna
what
say,
Why do
what
you?
is your favorite
besides
book
comic
in your
books?
collection? So we were talking about having a
Ooh.
collection. What's your
Oh,
favorite
that's a
book,
good. Yeah, that's. I'm
and
always
is it
interested
the
in
I'm
those
gonna
valuable book?
from
favorite
anybody.
versus like money worth. Like I love The Walking Dead.
Yeah. No,
That's a good
well,
one.
that's kind of the question. Is it what's your favorite book in your collection? What's the most valuable book, and are they the same? Like, is your favorite book the most valuable book, and what is it?
Okay, Sam,
My
go
most
first.
All right.
valuable is not the same.
Go ahead,
So,
Pam.
I would say my absolute most favorite book in our collection is Wolverine and the X-Men 24.
Yeah.
It's a dollar bin book all day long. It's the first graded comic I ever bought. But like when I first started like learning about comics and like Tony was deployed, I started researching like really cute covers because like he's always like Wolverine to me. I'm always like Storm because those are our favorites. So I'm like, okay, there's got to be a super romantic Wolverine Storm cover because I learned pretty quickly that Wolverine was kind of dating everybody at the end of the day. So I eventually found this super romantic cover of them two.
Nice.
Just like embracing each other. It's just like so precious. So anyways, I had bought that already graded for like, I don't know, the price to get it graded. I think I got for like $30.
$30.
I would never even get it reholdered because it's traveled around so much. The case is cracked. Like I'm pretty sure it's gonna like fall out any day now.
Yeah.
Oh wow, it's
Like
weathered.
literally, every time I see that book, it's in the dollar bin. It's like not even worth the paper it's printed on. But that book is like so special to us. And then I'd say our most valuable book is Hulk 181. So they're
That's my
related, I
grail.
guess, because they both have to do with Wolverine, but
Yeah.
they're not the same book at all.
Very cool. Yeah, no, Wolverine's my favorite. 181 is definitely my grail. I would love to get my hands on one of those. Danielle, what about you?
So I have two favorite books. Neither are the most expensive in my collection. Golden Age, I'm going Cap 1.
Fantastic.
History is bananas. And Silver Age, I have a Journey 8390 that I will never get rid of. And then most expensive is a toss-up. I have an Action 1 and a Detective 27.
No shit. Wow. First apps, guys. First apps of the man himself, Soups and Batman. Amber, what about you?
Well, like I said, I love my Walking Dead books. But one of my favorites that I will always buy, and even I've bought it overpriced, is 282. So the first Bishop. Yeah. I love that.
I keep that right there on my shelf.
Too, by the way.
Yo, everybody loves that book.
Oh,
Yeah,
huge sleeper. I agree.
Loves that book.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
That was one
That's
of
a
my
sleeper. I
first,
think
like,
with the X-Men
key-
coming back
I think
into
Method Man's gonna play too.
to the MCU,
Oh, I hope
I know that they're
Bishop's
pushing for him to play Bishop. Wu-Tang loves the X-Men. They love comics. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I did a whole show
right
about this. I did a whole show episode about Method Man playing
Yeah.
Bishop. Yeah. No,
I will
it's gotta happen.
always pick that up. Any copy. I don't, low grade, high grade, it doesn't matter. I'll overpay for it. Because I mean, normally overpaying for it is like $40. You know what I mean? It's not like it's breaking the bank.
Yeah.
They're not expensive. Yeah.
Most valuable is probably we have a 181 as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Man, I'm jelly. So jelly. Max, what about you?
My favorite, what is it? Is Nolan Ryan.
Yes, hers
There it is.
handy.
The Nolan Ryan. Hold on. Let me.
That's dope.
Blow that
I
up,
Notice,
please. Can
I
we
would look at
can we
that
blow that up?
photograph every time I do it. It makes me laugh. So I got this. It's kind of like a joke in an auction because I was like, "Where the hell do you find this? Who drew it?" And I was just, it came
heard
with kind
y'all
of a
talking
gimmick within the
about
community. So naturally,
yeah.
I had to have it slabbed, and then people started thinking that I love baseball or something.
They start
I
sending you
got
baseball
mad, and I
cards.
said, "Okay, I accept it."
I heard y'all talk. I read y'all talking about that in the group. Like I kept seeing Nolan Ryan. I'm like, why are they talking about
That's me.
Nolan
That's like
Ryan?
my good luck charm. Like so.
Wait, that's not an
Wow.
OG Sports Illustrated. That's like a cover
That's a
reproduction.
It's
That's a
Sports
comic.
Personalities. It's
That's right. That's what it was, huh?
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah.
that's
So
cool.
I want to get him. I have another copy. I'll probably send to him to get signed, and then I'll send it in to be slabbed. So yeah,
Nice.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
agreed. Multiverse comic parade. I know all the things about Nolan, but like not anyone else in baseball really. So, but my most expensive probably is a Marvel Spotlight #5, the first appearance of Ghost Rider.
So that's a great
Nice.
book.
I asked him to bring it in here so I could show it, but I don't think he got the message in time. So
Anytime you can produce it, we'll definitely look at it.
Yeah, well, yeah, bring you back on. Mhm.
All right, yeah, Stu. So it's on you, man. What do you got?
Ladies, and this is a legit question here that you should ask all. I think we should ask all females. Is why do you think women are so sexualized in comics?
sex sells.
I mean,
No, it's because it was a
they're
male
catering to the male audience, right?
Right. It was so
Yeah.
male dominated. That's
But
like,
with so many women that like comic books and
but
comic book
that's today.
characters.
If you
Yeah,
look
that's
at
today
you
though.
know what?
That wasn't
I'll go
always.
back to when I started
I
going
like
to
a
shows.
good titty cover. I don't know.
Well, I started
There
going
you
I have
go.
a problem with
comic
it.
Well, see, no, there you go. That's a good point.
years ago, and the
Sex
number
sells.
of women in the room then, and even like women coming up to booths then versus now, it's not even, you can't even quantify it because the skew was so different for like the last, I don't even know how long. It was such a male dominated industry, and girls didn't really read comic books in the 60s and 70s and 80s. And if they did, they
Right.
didn't go talk to their friends about it. Like even
Yeah.
most guys, unless you went to the comic shop with your friends, you didn't
Young
talk
kids.
about that stuff publicly
Yeah.
because it was weird to be a nerd.
Yeah.
Now it's like this trendy thing and everyone wants to come in and it's becoming a more accepting hobby, but there's still guys, there are dealers at shows that still will not speak to me because I'm a female dealer who feel like I'm inferior to them. So that's still a thing that's relevant and goes on in this hobby.
That's a question I was gonna get to. Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
that is
There's some deep
crazy.
stuff.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
well, that one I would do
One
want to
I
get
can't
to.
even fathom that.
One of the
Can't even fathom
LCSs in Omaha, Nebraska is run by almost completely entire crew of women. And I felt most
That's
comfortable there.
awesome.
It was my favorite
Oh, that's really
LCS.
cool.
Yeah, and they're awesome. So,
That's really cool.
yeah.
And Amber, you
Legends
run an
Comics and Coffee.
LCS.
Shout out.
Yeah. We own an LCS, and I'm there. I was there most of the time. Like even starting it was. I mean, we started it together, obviously, but I was the one there, and I would still get like people would say, "Well, where's the owner?" And
Oh,
Yeah,
wow,
yes.
Yeah.
Hi, it's
Holla,
me.
right here, y'all.
right. I mean, it happens. But you can't always fault people for that because let's keep it, all the way real. You are speaking to 4 women in the comic community, and out of this 4, there's 400 men who are doing the same thing as we
I mean,
are. So
we're doing the
it's
show
still-
about it, so it's
it's still mainly a male-dominated
Yeah.
world.
Oh, for sure.
So it's just it's habit. I don't feel like there's been a ton of disrespect. I think sometimes people go, "Oh," and then they kind of step back and I mean, it happens, trust me. But
Yeah.
I think for the most part, people are super excited. They're super welcoming. Yeah, you get more of that than the other side.
Oh, absolutely. I was gonna
And
say I
once
have to
you let
agree
them
with
know,
that.
they know.
Absolutely. I mean, like, I know this is veering off just a little bit because, like, I mean,
Go ahead.
I don't even have much to say about like why women are so sexualized in comic books. Is because like straight up they're catering to the male market.
Yeah.
They are.
But
Easy.
I mean, yeah, I will say, like, obviously, I've experienced some guys that aren't so happy about, another lady in comic books.
I get
I
that.
don't know what that is, whatever. But
Yeah,
more
incel.
often than not, there are so many like you guys online, like Instagram, at Comic Con that are like, oh wait, like you're not just hanging out with your husband, like you're actually
Right.
looking to. It's like, yeah, what you
That's so
got?
dope.
And I
Yeah.
think it's so fun, like going to cons, like when I went to Torpedo Con, there were some booths that were like, oh, like what are you interested in? What are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, I'm looking for Steranko, and they're like, oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
That
let's
was
Yeah.
the
go
aha
ahead.
moment. Like, oh
Right.
snap.
It's so, yeah, and it's so fun because I think they're just as excited about that moment as I am to like see what they have.
Right. Yeah.
So it does make it a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, that does make it fun.
Really, it
So
does.
all right. Well, what'd you say, Stu?
No, I said it does. She's right. She's right.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
But you
yeah.
know what? But the sexuality of comic books and women, it's changed. But I still think there's still just a little bit, sexualized, just a little bit, just a tiny little bit. They
Yeah, oh,
just don't
yeah,
want to
yeah,
let go.
sure, but
Yeah, they just
Society,
don't want to let
it's
go. But right. And you
no, but
guys are right.
that
Sex
is
does sell.
society.
No,
That's
sex
it's
does
not
sell.
just
Yeah, you're right.
comics. Right.
it's not even just
Yeah,
in
you're right.
comics,
Sex
it's
does.
society, period. Like
Yeah.
there's still a large majority of males out there that feel like they are superior and that women are inferior, and
Yes.
who really also struggle with alpha female personalities.
Yep.
I think that
Right.
is a really hard thing for some men to grasp and accept and deal with.
Right.
Like, you know how
Right.
like Hooters still exists? You ever gone to Hooters? And then like let's just say I was extremely disappointed when I went to Pickleman's because I did not get what I expected. I was like, finally, about time. Now. But,
Yeah.
yeah, no, like it's everywhere, and it's just one of those things you kind of get used to, and it might be uncomfortable, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's definitely
Yeah.
something you I feel is important to discuss with your children, no matter what their gender is, or their identity. Just making sure that they carry on the proper values, because that you can't control everything else that's out in the world.
Mhm.
Um,
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
That's true.
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that's true.
another
That's
thing
true.
I kind of wanted to talk about that I see Fat T-shirt Guitar Masters spamming the chat about.
Yeah, that's my homie
Right.
Fat T. Shout out
It is-
Fat T.
I
from the
really
Bad
wanted
Man
to jump
Comics.
on that topic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
he
gosh.
definitely wants to
I
hear about
also
it.
see the issue
Ishmael?
where, because so I'm excited because I meet someone who likes comics and they like comics and we're ready to nerd out. So we're nice. Like, we're all nice people. Everyone on this panel is nice, just like the guys are. Don't think that we're flirting with you. We don't want your D, okay? We're just
Right.
here. We're happy and we're nice because we just made a new friend, okay?
Right,
And
right.
if you're uncertain if something's safe to say or not, ask. Like,
No, if
And
you
then-
have to
and then-
ask if I can say this or not, you probably shouldn't say
you
it.
probably shouldn't, but if you
Yeah.
That's very
if
true.
it's really burning through your brain, say it.
I
Right.
know. That's so funny. There's days I'm like, oh, here you go, Tony. And he takes a selfie of himself, sends it.
Yeah.
Like the best. That is, yeah. I mean, my block list is super long, and I was talking to someone who was, I mean, they were super old school, so I like to like go in with open-minded and put myself like maybe where that person's mind might be. I still haven't figured them out yet, but I have a super long block list since we've been doing the shop, because of inappropriate pictures, inappropriate comments, inappropriate messages, a lot of inappropriateness, or just like over the top bullying. Like, and I mean like to the
Right.
extreme,
Yeah.
right?
Like,
And there
bullying,
was
not
a
in the sense of
gentleman.
No, like what's an
sexual
example of
Right.
bullying? What do they do
Right.
as far as bullying? What do they do?
Well,
Oh,
it's
just
personal attacks on business.
Or what?
Yeah, or name calling. That's just like random and super inappropriate. But there was one conversation
That
I
I can
had with
understand. Yeah,
someone
that I
that
know.
said that instead of blocking them, it's my job as a female in the comic community to teach them how to talk to a woman. I'm like, no, it's not
Like,
my
no,
job.
That's
also
just
no
Go on
one.
Yeah, that's
YouTube.
not. Nah,
You don't
that's
have
yeah,
you
that's
don't have
not.
to
That's
do
not.
that.
No, it's
Yeah.
not a thing.
Yeah,
You don't
that's
have
not.
to
But
do that.
But
it is a
I
little
think
bit of an
men.
issue.
Right. I once read a T-shirt that said it was on I was on it was a T spot or T Public, and it said that it said strong women scare weak men, and I believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly because I play video games big time, and on there I've met like within the last I'll say 10 years I have met some females bomb like you like yo like I was playing Call of Duty one day. This is no lie. There was a girl on our team, and she had a high KD, and like she was like in the like we would come out of the match, and she would have like 23 kills and like 5 deaths, and we're talking to her because we wanted to get her on our team. Like we're like, yo, why don't you just come squad up with us? Because she was like a random, and she was in every match we were in, so she squatted up with us. We didn't
Dominant.
even know she was a female, right? So we were like, yo, like you're a female, but your name. She was like, as soon because on Xbox you used to be able to change your name, like you can change it, your gamer tag, and just
Yeah,
use.
whenever you
So
want.
we were like, yeah. So we were like, yo, we're like, why'd you like you change it like you're dope? Like why you like like? And she told us, she said because as soon as they find out that I'm a girl and I'm butts, they quit. And we were like, yeah, right. Like we didn't believe it. We were like, yeah, right.
losers.
We were like, come on, I don't think. Yeah, we were like, we don't think there's no guys out there that's like that. She says, watch. So we go into there. She changes her screen name back to, her female. I forget what it was. This is a long time ago. And we go in there and she starts talking because she wouldn't talk on the mic either. So she starts talking on the mic and she's giving out work. And literally there were guys that were like, oh, it's a female in here. I'm out of here. Like, stuff like that. Oh man, I'm not playing with no girls. Like I was like, yo, and she was right. Like we were like, yo, we sorry, we apologize. We were like, listen, let's just go back to whatever it is. And we felt bad for her because we were like, wow, you gotta do all of that to play. And she's just as good as any guy, if not better than most.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? But that happens that exact example happens in comic books all the time. I know it happens to me all the time. I know it happens to Sam all the time. Amber, I'm guessing since you're in a shop, it probably happens to you all the time. Like it's so common. Do you know how I would have people come up to me when I started doing shows by myself and I would tell them, listen, if you want to buy a book, you can get me or you don't get the book.
Right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah, I have
and that's fair.
From high school as a gamer, and she has a bunch of funny incidents where people like realize, oh shit, this is a girl, and like her and her wife have their awesome gaming room set up, and they just don't let it get to them. But they've had some interesting exchanges, and they're usually recording their shows or streaming on Twitch. So yeah, that's a whole nother can of worms because when people think like, oh, there's a screen between us, who cares? I can talk as much shit as I want. Then like,
yeah.
Oh God.
That's made a whole other.
Oh, don't let it be Mortal Kombat.
Another can of worms.
Don't get me started on keyboard warriors because that is given that people get way too comfortable.
Online tough guys.
You're right.
That they would never.
Oh God. Oh, it's a lot of those. Yeah, it's a lot of
never
online tough guys. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's a lot of online. In the 80s, we had telephone tough guys. And now in 2000, we have online tough. We have internet tough guys.
Keyboard warriors. That's what they are.
Now, I will say one thing. Mortal Kombat. I've met a couple females that were great at Mortal Kombat, Injustice, and things. And I mean, they kick. I mean, listen, when I say they kick, and I've seen guys like listen. I was in the King of the Hill, and the King of the Hill is like it'll be 10 people in there. So whoever's the top person, you got to knock them off. Everybody knows what King of the Hill is. And I went in one room one day, and it was a female. She was in it. She was dominating. She dominated for like 2 hours. And when they, guys found out she was a female, they just start dropping off. Like you see, oh no, that's a female. You see them dropping off. Like they go out and go to another room. Yeah, and it's like, listen, go in there. They don't want to. They don't want to have. They don't want to be able to say, oh, I got my butt kicked by a girl. So what? If it's a girl or a male, it doesn't make a difference. If you can't play, you can't play. That's just how I look
Yeah,
at
no
it.
That's it.
kidding.
You know
Right.
what I'll say too, like stuff like this panel is like super, super important because I know there's a lot of women in comics or thinking about comics that just don't want to come out. And I will honestly say, I don't know how you guys do it because for me, I would be 100% out of comics on Instagram if it wasn't for Tony doing it with me. We run the account together, and honestly,
Mm.
I would be out of it months
Right.
ago.
Well, one of the
No,
reasons, Sammy,
I
we started.
Right.
One of the reasons for this channel is.
I've
What
come
you
to
gonna
I'm
say,
sorry.
Amber?
like, sorry.
Now I'm
Go
going to
back.
piggyback
Sorry.
off that,
I've
but
come
go
to
ahead.
people
Yeah, yeah.
No,
who-
I just wanted to totally touch on that to say this. Sammy is absolutely right. Like, if you guys have a passion for this or you want to collect, you don't have to have all the knowledge in the world. If you come to a community and they're open armed and they accept you, I think a lot of people, especially women, are afraid because they don't have maybe a lot of knowledge like others do. I have two really good friends of mine. We own an LCS, so everybody thinks that we know everything, but we don't, right? I have two friends of ours that are like really good friends, and they know literally everything. They probably don't, but I feel like they do. And
Right.
I'll sit there at the shop with them, and we'll ask them like a million questions about Spider-Man or X-Men or this or that stuff we never knew. And so you have to find your right niche. Like, don't be afraid to start collecting, even if today's the day.
Yeah, just jump
Find
in.
your niche,
Mhm.
buy what you like, collect what you like, find a group of people that you can trust to talk with, and I guarantee you're going to have a blast.
When you learn along the way, really, it's an
Right.
ever
Absolutely.
evolving, ever learning
Yeah.
hobby.
Yeah.
You know, my favorite part and why I was like, oh my gosh, my first con I ever went to was San Diego Comic-Con. And
Wow.
yep, it was
That's the one.
You are
crazy.
lucky. Well, you lucky.
That's the
And
one.
So
I've never
lucky.
even been.
I
Right. No, I've
went
never been yet.
there and I was like, you know what? As big as this community is, it's so small. And it's like an underground secret society where like
Yeah.
once you're in,
Mhm.
you're in. And once like you have like your camaraderie, and I have friends, dealer friends that I've been friends with for literally 16, 17 years. And, you know, we came up together. Now it's weird because when I came in, I was the young one. And now I'm the old one with Sam being the young one. So I'm really having some like identity crisis issues.
Some issues there.
But
Yeah.
like it's such like as big as the hobby feels, it's not. Social media has made it so it's made it a lot easier for people to be like tough behind a screen. But
Yeah.
it's also made it so much easier to connect with people. That's how Sam and I met.
Mhm.
Right.
Absolutely.
I've
Friends,
met
if
so many
not
people.
for Instagram and her shooting me a message one day.
Right.
Yeah.
Now
That's
she's my
it.
people.
What was the message, Sammy?
Oh my gosh, I was asking her a question. I couldn't find any women into comics when I got on Instagram. I was like, all right, we've made some dude friends. This is great. This is fun. But where are my ladies at with the nails and the makeup too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I actually Googled women in comics or something like that, something that would lead me to a human and not like a comic book character. And I Googled that. And then this article popped up of Danielle sitting around all of these action comics. And I was like, okay, I know that book. She knows stuff. So I
Right.
found her on Instagram like a creeper. And it just went from there. I asked her a question, and I think I first introduced myself and said like I was exciting to meet you. Oh, my dad, he's over there. That's his comment on the screen. It's so funny. Hey, Dad.
Aw.
Hi, Dad.
Shout out, Pop. Shout out, Stephen Lewis.
They're visiting. But yeah, it was just so cool to find her, and I was super excited, like over the top. I was like, Tony, I have a lady friend, and look what she has. And he's like, my love.
I have a
That's
lady friend.
That's dope.
That's so sweet. That's so cute.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what let me get this one off. All right. Oh, now it's there we go. What made you want to start selling comics?
Got too many of them.
I
Oh, I got addicted.
We all
That might
dove
be
into the deep
be
end
true
of the
statement all
pool.
night.
So
What'd you say that
Tony,
Okay.
he had already been selling comics on eBay for a hot minute, and you know, it's just one of those things. Like when he was away, we would just talk about like the things that we wanted to do, like when he retired and stuff like that. And he'd always bring up having a comic store. And so we fast forward to now, we have a virtual one. So
Right.
that's basically the short story of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What'd you say, Danielle?
Oh,
That's
I've
dope.
just always
That's
bought
dope.
and sold. I've always collected some on the side, but I've always bought and sold. For me, honestly, I love buying, but I love selling comic books. I genuinely love it.
Yeah.
It is so fun.
No, I do too.
One thing I do a lot, I offer a lot of time payments because early on, like I could not afford some of the big books that I had without time payments. So now I pay it forward as much as I can. Like I'll give time payments. I've done like
That's-
$300 time payments on books because I know that I'm helping somebody get this grail or this comic book that they've been hunting for. And it just feels so good
Yeah.
to like be able to help
Right.
someone find a book that they've been hunting for. Yeah.
And being a part of their collection.
Yeah.
It
Like
feels good.
it does.
Right.
That's
Wow.
great. Yeah. That's
That's
absolutely.
so cool.
Amber, what about you?
That's dope. That's dope.
Well, we started with the brick and mortar actually before we started selling online. So it's a really random story, but I'm going to try to make it quick. I also make and sell candles, and the name of my candle company was Creamer and Cash Candles. So we were selling in a city that's probably about 30 miles from here, and I had set up in a shop. And my husband always said his goal was to open a comic shop. And I was like, okay, cool. At that point, I was like, I don't really know anything about running a comic shop.
Right.
So I'm selling candles, and the people that own this building are like, there's a shop for rent right across the street, and it's only like $400 a month. It was like super cheap.
Wow.
Yeah.
So we go look at it. The next day, the guy gives me the keys, like no lease, no nothing. He's like, here, it's yours. And I was like, are you ready to open a comic shop? And he's like, I guess so. So we just did it. Literally, we just did it. Like we just jumped in the water and we just did it. And then the online thing came later. The online thing was so fun because I got to meet such a cool group of people that I could hang out with. It was like instant friends, you know what I mean? And like they said, selling comics is, you feel proud to be able to sell something that you invested in and now somebody else wants it. You know what I mean? And you made them happy. So it's, they go hand in
like
hand.
mutually gratifying.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chino and Manny were the first auctions that we watched, and our man Lawman brought us kind of over into that world. So hearts up to Lawman. Yes.
So cool. Now, do you still have like a full brick and mortar, or have you transitioned? Oh wow, that's awesome.
We still have a full brick and mortar. We're in the city we're in now, so we're literally like 5 minutes away from our house.
Shop? Drop your shop name.
It's Creamer and Cash Comics. As simple as that.
Awesome.
Creamer and Cash Comics. We're in Huntsville, Alabama.
Okay, go check them out if you're in that area, guys.
Yep.
We'll make a special trip.
I'll bring
You got to come see the USS flag at least.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah,
that's dope.
No. Oh, I'm gonna bring the wife. We coming for a special trip. We're gonna come for a special
Please
trip.
do.
Yeah.
Me and the wife. We're gonna just come down. Yeah.
Let me know.
Quick question.
I'll ride with you.
You guys, we're gonna do it.
We'll go down.
Knock it down.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Oh, definitely. I got family down that way too. I need to go see. So we'll definitely make it. We're gonna make it definitely make a holiday out of it.
And then you guys can come and see Cooks and Spade, and because they're local.
Oh, we're gonna do it all. Yeah, we're gonna see the USS flag. I'm gonna bring one of my the flag that you would just sit on the deck of the flag.
Yes,
absolutely. Speaking of Cooks, man, Cooks, where you at, bro? Come on in here. Cooks.
Quick question, ladies.
What did she say? Why do you? What do you do when people don't pay? How do you guys deal with that?
I mean, pretty
People
easy. Yeah.
You just
Like
sell it.
if they don't pay their invoice, it gets canceled and they don't get their bucks.
Do
and
you
on time
block
payments,
them or do you prevent them from claiming later?
Oh yeah.
they aren't allowed to claim at a later time from me. And
Okay.
if they gave me a deposit, then I keep their deposit. I have a very
No
clear non-refundable deposit policy, especially on
Nice.
time payments.
No,
And
that's
that
very
is-
I
valid.
think that's great. No,
No, that's
I think that's
absolutely
great
valid
because
no,
right. I
do
think
it.
that's great.
sell-
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I sell
think
on
that's
on
great
Instagram
because,
too, and you don't want to have books off the market that aren't
Yeah,
paid
they're
for, and
sitting
then
like
they
the
end up
market's
not
ever moving.
right. Because I'll build a box with people. Like I'll let them, if they, to consolidate on shipping, so they're not like
Yeah.
shipping one comic, so they can build it up. But I make them pay like as they claim. You can build
Yeah.
it up, but you're paying as it claim because I don't want to hold these books for X amount of days, maybe weeks, and then you
Right.
decide, oh, I
Right.
don't want them, and now they've been off the market. So it's very valid to take a deposit. Absolutely. Go ahead, Stu.
as a comic book character, male or female, who do you see yourself as?
Sammy.
Oh.
What? What's the question?
I think she's gonna say
As a-
Storm.
Me too.
I'm like,
As a
Of course
comic
it's
I
book
was
Storm.
just thinking, like, is there a possible way to say anybody else but Storm?
No,
Right,
Sam,
right.
Storm.
Nah, I know it. What about you, Danielle?
She is strong. She is beautiful.
Absolutely.
She's amazing.
You are Storm.
Thanks, girl.
I missed the question. What was it?
Who do you see yourself as
Yeah.
a comic book character?
It has to be female or no?
No.
Male or
Female
female doesn't even matter. Male or
That's
female.
my Storm right there.
Oh,
Love it.
that's dope.
That is
Yeah,
dope.
yeah.
I don't
got,
even
like,
know that I could answer that question. I've
Either
never
Cosmic
thought about it.
Ghost Rider or
Well,
Eric
here,
the
I'll
Slaughter.
make it easy.
Got the
I'll make it
sword.
easier for you, Amber. I'll make it easier for you. All right. Batman is Bruce Wayne, right?
Uh-huh.
And Superman is Clark Kent.
Uh-huh.
So you're Amber. And who
I'm
else?
Harley
Who is your alter ego?
Harley
no.
Quinn. She's crazy, but she's a good person deep down.
That's yours, Danielle.
And
Harley
she
Quinn.
knows no shit. And if you come for her, she will come for you harder.
This is true. Harley Quinn does
So
not.
Yeah.
Amber. So
And she's a
so
total
Amber,
badass.
so Amber's alter ego is Harley Quinn.
No, my alter ego.
That's
is
right.
Yours.
Yeah.
Yours is your Harley Quinn.
Oh
Okay.
my God. Thank you. Oh my God. Darth Maul. Yes. Darth Maul.
Darth Maul.
No,
Darth
that's totally
Maul.
right.
Yeah.
I love
Is it? That's why.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes.
Darth
Okay.
Maul.
Yeah. I've got all my Darth Maul up here. Thank you.
Yeah, shout out
Look
to
at Steven said
thank you,
Sammy
Freeway.
Storm because when she gets mad, look out, Storm from hell.
Oh my god.
Word.
Bad.
If Storm is bad, it must be true,
Storm
right?
from hell.
Mhm, yeah, there you go.
Uh,
So shout out
Thank you
Multiverse
so
Comic
much.
Parade. He
Thanks,
said,
homie.
yes, he said, Max, your art is amazing. He just went and followed all of your Instagrams.
thanks.
So glad he
You
got
guys are picking up a lot of followers
Absolutely,
tonight.
guys.
Guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody's definitely loving y'all. And guys, go over to Instagram and follow these ladies. They got some dope comics. Like no game.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
And who do you guys think is the sexiest woman in comics right now?
Oh, I don't know.
Right now?
Right now,
Vampirella.
sexiest woman.
Sammy
Lady
gonna say
Death.
Storm.
I can go with that. I can go with Vampirella.
Vampirella.
Lady Death
I
is
can't
good.
really answer that because I don't really know. I don't really follow the new like comic scene,
The new
so
stuff.
I
I follow new stuff.
right now,
No,
because I want to say someone other than Storm, I would say Echo.
Yeah.
Echo is just like
Yeah, you love
the
Echo.
way she is drawn and portrayed is just so incredible. Like that level
Yeah.
of, sexy on every level, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you
She's
love
absolutely
Sure.
incredible.
For sure.
I would go with Misty Knight because I like the afro. It's just something about afros turn me
Misty.
Good
on.
night.
Do it for me. Afros do it for me. I don't know why. I missed that era. I wasn't born then. Yeah, I missed the afro
Yeah.
era. I'm sorry. I'm from the box fade era. So
Word.
Grace Jones had a box fade. Everybody had a box fade. So I'm from
90s,
that
right?
era.
90s kid.
So-
Yeah, I'm from the
Baby
90s
kid,
Oh,
kid.
yeah.
He's a little bit older than me, but I'm 42. What are you, 48? 46?
I'll be 49. I'll be 49 on Friday.
Oh, happy
happy birthday.
Y'all didn't even know that, bro. Why you
Yeah,
tell me your
thank
birthday was
you.
coming up, man?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man,
I say it all the time, man. Listen, I'll be
you
49
never
on
told
Friday,
me that.
man.
You never
Wow.
told me.
I'm telling you now. Well, how about look? Hey, Reno, I'll be 49 on Friday.
Bet, son. We're gonna have a birthday celebration, B.
All right.
100%. All right, Max. Who was your comic character that you wanted to be, or that you would be?
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Or
Or else like the Erica Slaughter maybe, but I do have a sword, so yeah, I could do it.
Magic.
Kill some monsters.
Right.
It's amazing, Dad. I agree.
Amber, how long did you guys want to open that LCS before you did?
Well, my husband's always talked about it. We've been together now for almost 13 years. So he's always talked about it. It just seemed so expensive. Like when you think about like
that's what I
starting a
wanted to kind of
business
get
or
at.
opening a business, you think like it's going to cost you billions of dollars or something,
Yeah.
and have to get all these loans.
Get a business loan. Don't use your own savings because if it's gone,
Yeah, it just seems very
Right.
far-fetched thing to do. It is expensive. It can be, depending on which way you go. But the easiest and I guess probably not as expensive is using your house, so you're not having that overhead doing it online. I see a lot of people like these three other ladies are strictly all online, right?
Mhm. Yeah, we're just a virtual shop.
we
Yeah.
might be doing a
Yeah,
con.
nothing wrong with that. I dig that.
Yeah.
I dig the virtual shop.
Yeah, no.
I'm
'Cause
in
my
it.
next
Now, do you guys
question is
take?
what?
Here's a before Rena, your question. Here's a very legitimate question because inquiring minds want to know cryptocurrency and do you take it?
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Yes,
I ain't messing with it.
3 no's and a yes.
I take it. Yes.
Yeah, wow, yeah, that was quick.
Why
That
do
was
you
quick.
take it, Max?
Why not?
Why do you do with it?
Because I sell on Metaphorical, and we have our own thing called KKCR. It's Metacoin, so it supports his channel, and it's a smart investment for us. We buy low, sell high, and if people want to pay us using KKCR from that show, they're welcome to. If people want to pay me that way outside of it, I'm accepting that too. I also dabble a little bit with other cryptocurrencies. I'm still trying to figure out what NFTs are. I've read up on it quite a bit, but I'm still trying to get
Listen,
it down.
after the show,
Yeah.
listen, hang around after the show. I'll break it down for you. I'll break it down for you in 3
So
minutes.
do I.
3 minutes,
Awesome.
break it right down for you.
Yeah.
I think I get
Susan called
non-fungible
it.
tokens and like how art
Right.
is, and yeah, it's just
What does
just a little
fungible
too
mean? Yeah.
confusing to me. But I'm trying to
Fungible,
learn
yeah, I'll break all that down
non-fungible
for you. I'll break it
tokens.
all down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I was gonna
I don't
ask
knock
Amber.
anybody who does it. I just won't do it.
Yeah.
I would say I don't knock anybody who does any of the cryptocurrency or
it's
the
not my cup of tea.
NFTs. Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Like I want to be able to hold something and have
Yeah,
it.
same.
And, yeah.
I think it's because I'm a control freak too, where like I need to know, like, okay, if this person owes me money, I still have this book. If I have this money in my account, like, and I deal in stocks some, but stocks are like companies that are like actual. I'm not just putting my
I
money
do stocks
in
too. Yeah.
some weird cloud and
Right.
hoping like that's people talk about manipulated markets. Crypto is probably the most, and NFTs are probably the most manipulated markets out there.
Right.
Sure.
I think it's because I'm a control freak. Yeah.
Well,
And
Amber,
I would take it all.
It's
Would
a
I would
risk
take it all.
as long as you are measuring
I'll take
it. And,
Venmo, Zelle,
yeah.
You can
Cash
pay.
App,
You can pay me in doubloons.
PayPal.
You can pay me if you pay me in gold doubloons. I'm going to take it.
I'll take some
it.
gold or silver.
Rupees.
That's a
Yeah,
different
gold is
question.
always
Gold
good.
and silver I will take gladly.
But Amber, would you recommend to
I'm
like
just saying.
the other women here or anybody else that is that sells comics online? Would you recommend an LCS, or would you tell them just stick with online? Or
I just recommend doing what's best for them. Like if anybody wanted to open an LCS, like a brick and mortar, then go for it. If you strictly want to do virtual or online, then do that. It's just whatever is best for you. We do both, and it can be a lot. It can
Right.
be a lot. So You just have to do whatever you can balance.
Do you feel you need to do both to like make ends meet in today's climate? You need both?
I don't think anybody could solely survive off a brick and mortar. I think
Okay.
you would have to also do virtual. I think you
Because you
could probably
could survive
do
off
virtual
virtual
without a
alone.
brick and mortar,
Right.
but I don't think you could just do a brick and mortar.
Do you feel like 3 years ago, like I feel like we have a new meaning for like BC and like before COVID now? Like,
We do.
Do you feel like before COVID you could survive? Because I feel like COVID kind of changed the way everybody collected.
See, I can't answer that because we opened November 16th and COVID hit that next, February? So we weren't open long. So I can't answer that. Yeah. Like, I don't know what a normal business would look like because we were only open for like 4 or 5 months. So you're still growing.
Yeah.
Plus we were in a city that was it was a lot smaller. But yeah, I would have no idea how to answer that. But I think I can say that I think after COVID, the online presence has had to be stronger for everybody because everybody became a flipper, everybody became a collector. So you have to have a really strong virtual or online presence to, to really do it all, to do anything.
Right. Sammy, did you and Tony
I think we had time.
think about doing a brick and mortar?
What was that? Sorry?
Did you guys ever think about doing a brick and mortar?
I know before we met, I know Tony really had a plan to want to do a brick and mortar, was like a dream thing. But after we started doing like the virtual shop and COVID hit and like we have like our LLC and stuff like that, we were just like making what we make now with the time that we put into it, collections, the labor and all that stuff. If we were in a brick and mortar, we would probably be in the red, is what I would assume. Honestly, that's like, I'm thinking about like how much the shop brings in every month. Overhead, I don't know if we would be making a paycheck. So I think we will probably maybe be virtual for a long time, which makes us, if not forever, which makes us even more passionate about supporting our local shops at the events that they have. Like go in there and like we have like such a like good relationship with our LCS. He's so amazing. Supports what we do virtually, support what he does at his brick and mortar. And like, there's times he's told us like our halls have, paid his bill that month.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Like for real. Like I remember being in there like during COVID.
Oh, wow.
So I know, I can only assume, Amber, the hustle has been for real, girl, for real.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
I can't imagine.
I think right now is like the best time to get it because all these other businesses have closed down. They're lowering your monthly rates and doing all these special deals. Personal business loans like are best rates right now. Yeah. So because of COVID, it's actually the best time to start. I think
it also made collectors out of a lot of people. Like people,
people had
really
time on their hands to get back into their hobby. They had paychecks
they
from
had
the
free
government.
money. They had the
Well, I think a lot of cross hobby collecting happened also, right? Like people from games,
Pokemon collectors.
I also just want to touch
Pokemon cards are insane right now.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
they're insane right now.
Going to Beckett
because I'm like super anti going into debt to start a business. Like I understand you need to chase your dreams. However, that is a very dangerous thing to do, in my opinion. I've had people that have said like max out your credit cards, take out home equity to buy video games or buy comic books. And my biggest thing is if you cannot afford to lose that money, if you cannot afford to lose that money, do not borrow that money. Because if you make a wrong decision, you end up upside down and that can really destroy people. So I know that, and Max, I'm not disagreeing with you because, like, if there's a way to do it, fine. But for me, when people ask me my tips, one of my biggest things is never get into something that you can't afford to lose. Like, I buy video games all the time, very risky. Sometimes I buy comic book art where, like, I'll pay really aggressive prices sometimes. But if I lose it, like, I will be okay. Like, if you can't afford to lose that money without it destroying your whole life, please don't do that.
Right. No, and
absolutely right.
Yeah.
And I'll also say that I am always down to split collections and partner on collections and split profits if it makes sense financially for both of us.
You guys heard it here, man. Check her out on Instagram. Yeah. Speaking of the video games too, so we wanted to ask, like, what do you guys collect besides comic books, and did you like get into other stuff because of comic books? Were the video games something that came after comics?
Yeah, I only got into video games a few years ago.
That is dope. Stu, you got to see her
video
collection,
games
bro.
have such a, for me, video games are so nostalgic because I played video games. Like, I spent hours on Super Mario 3. I think it's the greatest video game of all time, followed by Super Mario World.
I agree. I agree. I agree. It's Super Mario World. Oh, no, Super Mario World.
Like, that. So when I found out about Weta, the grading company that kind of took video games to a public auction house and brought it into other hobbies. When I found out they were doing that, I was like, oh, wow. And I saw the president's collection. I was like, oh my gosh, I need to buy video games. I don't think I want to invest in the company, but I want to buy video games.
Can you show us a couple graded games, what they look like? That's awesome. Yeah, she's got
because a copy.
I remember seeing
a copy of Super Mario. A copy of Super Mario 64 just sold for like $1 million not too long ago.
Yeah,
it was great, and it was graded. It was graded.
That was one of my favorite games.
That's my favorite one. That is my favorite one of all time.
Right there.
Let me tell you something. I can beat that game. I can beat that game in 35 minutes or less.
You can speed run. You speed run it.
You can speed run.
Oh yeah, I was speed running before they were speed running.
This game was amazing.
Sonic
also.
Yes, Sonic.
That's awesome.
Is the man. Absolutely.
Yeah. I found my old stash and I kept all the boxes and everything. I was an OCD little shit when I was a kid.
That's awesome.
I kept all the papers, all the boxes, and I was looking them up, I think just this last week, and I was like, shit. So I listed them all on eBay.
Nintendo that are in nice
like
condition,
Nintendo.
they're worth like
I had
good money.
all Game Boy. It was all Game Boy. I had the Game Boy Color, the Advanced, and the SP. So I had all those games. And I sold
the
one
NES
of those
games. Like I remember.
Now, Max, if you have any original, I think it's Mario games, like any of the like first party Nintendo games, they don't go down in price. They go up in price over the years, especially the Pokemon games.
That's what most of them are. Is Pokemon. I had my Pokemon Yellow still in the box. You know.
Wow.
Oh yeah, you better hold on to those. Yeah, you better hold on to that. I wouldn't sell that quite yet.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I
have them.
I would get that. I would.
I think they're reasonable, but it's also like I'm not going to be upset if they didn't sell, type of thing.
Right.
So
I feel that.
Well, for us online sellers, there's like this terrible news that Fat T here is bringing up. In January, they're going to start taxing us. If PayPal, all of that, they're going to tax it if you make over $200. Right now, we're not even feeling it really because you got to make over 20 grand before it starts hitting your taxes. But yeah, starting in January.
I think most people who are serious sellers online are selling over $10,000 anyways. And it doesn't really matter. Anything I sell gets declared on taxes anyways. So I think that's just anyone who's doing this as a business. If you're worried about that, then you're probably doing it the wrong way.
Right.
The wrong way. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Absolutely agree.
Oh,
yeah, because sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, we got like did our LLC stuff, and then PayPal sends your paperwork and all that stuff, and then tax people do your things. Like, here you go. Here's the spendings. This is what we did.
It's better than me because I'm running. I'm doing the show. I'm doing the show from an undisclosed location. I'm gonna say, come get Papa Bear. Come get him, because you're not getting my money. You're not getting my money. I was like, we know.
Now,
I'm
Max,
broadcasting
you
from
said
an
you
undisclosed location.
word up,
Undisclosed location.
pirated from the underground.
I'm not paying no taxes.
James said
The
he's
man is
reporting
not
you.
getting my money. The man can't have it. I'm sorry.
Well, sometimes
Man
you end up
can't have
spending more than you make.
Yeah,
Technically,
true.
traveling,
This is true.
businesses. Because I know, like
So many
we run our
expenses. Yeah.
yeah.
So you get
Like
the
when you run your
return.
business in your home, you get
Yeah.
to declare like a percentage
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
of
I
everything.
declare like my
Mhm.
square footage.
Nah, are you serious?
My
Oh,
my
heck
man
yeah.
cave is
Yes.
my home office. B.
Your
Home
cell phone's
office.
a business
You get the home
expense.
office tax.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A percentage of your home that you
Yeah,
use.
I write off all this.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
Bro, I
There's
write
a
off
home up.
all this. B.
Your
Yes.
We gotta
car,
talk after.
your
We gotta
gas,
talk after the
Your
show.
car,
We
your
gotta talk
miles,
after the
your
show.
driving,
Yeah,
your
man.
packages.
This
talk.
mic,
Yeah.
I
this
never knew this.
computer.
Yeah, no, but she's right. Yeah, everything.
For
all the
real.
equipment,
literally down to like buying paper clips
Internet,
and staples and tape.
cell phone bill, all of that. Yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
know someone who, when they go see a movie, they say that it's market research
For
when they
reviews
go see
or
superhero
yeah.
movies. So they
Perfect.
That
write
is
it
on
off-
taxes.
write off the
Yeah,
movie.
for real though, it's an option. No joke.
And you
Yeah.
might as well.
Get out,
And you
man.
might as
Get out.
well. You might as
I
well.
mean,
All this
we're in
time.
a
I
hobby
never
taking
knew.
all
that
they can.
has so many write-offs, like legit write-offs.
Yes.
No, we're
Oh,
like
yeah.
real ones. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. Your cell phone,
Absolutely.
hi.
Mhm.
We live in social media.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Real question. Can
Real
brick and
question from
mortar-
James Bullock. Can brick and mortar
Oh,
and
that's all you,
LCS
girl.
survive without selling Funko Pops and figures
Yes,
and
we will make
statues and
it.
things like that?
We'll make
Just
it, honey.
comics.
Don't worry.
Okay, well, I'm going to answer for me. No. We needed it all. We
Right.
needed it all. It needed to be new comic book day books, vintage
Right.
books.
Do you feel like the
It
new
needed to be
comics are like
Funkos.
your
What's that?
biggest driving force? Like, do you feel like your new comic pulls are your
Yeah.
biggest part? Because I've heard that, like,
Absolutely.
unless you
Yeah.
have like a really strong new comic pulls, that's
Yeah.
really like the lifeblood.
You
My-
need
my
the
pull list is
subscribers. You need people with
crazy.
the boxes.
Yeah.
You need people
I
coming
get
in
it.
every
Tons.
week and buying those new comic book day books. Yes.
Yep.
And then, of course, you're going to get the people that will dig through your boxes and look for older stuff, but that doesn't happen as much as new comic
Right.
book day books. And Funkos, oh my God. OMG. I will tell you.
That's a big
The Funko market
piece of pie.
people,
Yeah, Funko. Yeah,
that's a whole nother addiction.
yeah,
that's a
that's
whole
that's a,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I've seen
I
seen some.
started to get
Yeah,
into it and I saw it becoming a problem and I was like, I gotta quit.
I
Yeah,
don't
I
I own
personally
about
know
five.
anything
I own
about
about
Pokemon.
5 of them. That's it. I think that's about as far as
And I
I'm
got
going.
like 50. I have like 50 of them.
I
Which
have
isn't a lot for a
Funkos
collector, but
total.
it's a lot.
That's
I have like a few Funkos, but they're
There's
like
20 in
really
our house.
signed or something like
That's
that.
more than
like,
a few. That's more than a few, Amber.
well,
That's
there's
like
only, look,
that's
right,
more than
2, 4,
that's
6,
like a
there's
small
10.
army back there.
There's
You got
10.
that's like a small army of pops you got
No,
back there.
That's
some of my
almost a
customers,
football defensive
some of
line.
my customers will come in and be like, I have 500 Funkos in my Funko app.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
what I was gonna say. 50 is
Yeah.
not a lot.
Yeah,
Like
I
I have
get-
50. That's
Yeah.
nothing for a collector.
I got
But-
five,
We got
maybe
H.
6.
Johns is one of our customers. He's got hundreds. And
it
signed,
all
too.
it all works together because you get like we sell Marvel Legends, we sell vintage GI Joes, we've got the Matty Collector Masters of the Universe, we sell Star Wars Black
Yeah.
Series. Like, we sell it all, like
Right. No,
because
that's my kind of shop. too.
because you want everybody coming in. You
Yeah,
don't
you wanna
want
appeal
just it to
everyone.
be just comic books because you are going to have a very limited amount of people. And then during the holiday times, it's like we want people to come in and get those gifts. And we have Transformers, we've got Gundam, like we have it all pretty
Right.
That's
much.
really cool.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry.
Just
Find that come
gotta
down.
have a variety.
Alabama. I'm coming.
Yeah.
It helps
Yes.
with bringing new customers in, and maybe they'll find a new hobby while they're there. So I get it from a business perspective.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah, it's like the Comic Cons. Like you go to the cons anymore, and it's all toys. It's all
Comic
Funkos
Cons
and all-
make me so sad from what they used to be. I'm not gonna lie.
Man.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yeah,
Evolution.
because yeah,
I
it's not even.
have yet to go to one. I have yet to go to a Comic Con, but I will. And when I do,
Oh
I
snap!
Cook,
promise
Yeah,
you,
I
waiting
have
on you,
yet to go
I'm-
to one of that's like an
Cause you know what,
annual one, one of the big ones.
I'm
Like
gonna
we
be
have
honest,
local
ladies.
ones.
I'm gonna be honest. I just haven't had the time between work. I got a family, the whole 9 yards. I just haven't had the time to
Yeah.
do it.
Adulting.
But
right?
when I retire, I promise you, Not only am I going, but I'm gonna hit them all consecutive. I'm just gonna
In
go on a
there, right?
Comic-Con tour. Right. That's all I'm gonna do for a whole year. Just go to
Yeah.
Comic-Cons.
It is a lot of fun.
That's awesome
Tammy, you
t-shirt.
just did that, right? You were just
Yeah,
out
Danielle and I
yeah.
both actually were at NYCC, and it was definitely a blast. But like upcoming, we're gonna be Tony and I will be with Stranger Comics at Emerald City, so we'll be at
That
his
is
booth with
dope.
him.
I want to go to
They
Emerald
brought
City
us
so
along
bad.
with their team, so that'll be fun. And then at C2E2, we'll be just doing the thing, the con thing, hanging out with the community. It's so much fun. I absolutely love it. The community part I love the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
I disagree with that because when you take out a personal business loan and you default on it, they can still come after your personal collateral.
Oh wow.
That's true.
No,
Yeah, that is. Yeah, you know what? That is
different,
true.
Well,
but-
yeah, collateral. Yeah, they're gonna take that, and then you're in debt.
Yeah, well, we don't own that much they can take, so it's like my so my partner, the person who would go into business with me before, he's had several businesses before that are collecting like toys, comics, clothes, retro clothes, all that kind of shit, and so he's trying to teach me more of the business side of stuff, but he definitely has it down pat. So I don't know all the specific terms to use, but he does know his stuff, and I'm just gonna shove all that fancy stuff over into his corner and focus on the books when it comes time. So he'd be better explaining, but yeah, he's pretty well versed on all of that, and that's just what I know from him personally.
Right. Hey,
But
whatever
everyone has a different, like, it's not a one size fits all when it comes to business too.
Mhm.
So it really just
Oh, for
varies.
No,
sure.
it's not.
Everyone
It
does
can't
things
be,
their own
yeah.
way. I was just saying from my personal opinion, because I've seen a lot of people end up in really bad spots, and it can really destroy people, not only financially and emotionally, but it can destroy them mentally. And when people feel desperate and lost, they do desperate things. So my only thing is never take a risk that you can't afford to lose. Yeah. See, we started out by selling 181. Yeah, that's my thing, right? You roll your profit over into bigger books. We started with like nothing, and it was all very organic. Some of it was great timing. Some of it was seeing opportunities in markets where stuff was other people weren't buying there, like restored books. And now it's funny to watch restored comics making a resurgence again.
Yeah.
We had Jim Mint on one time, and he told us the same thing. You know, he said I sold stuff to get other stuff and buy other, like, you know, because we asked him, we asked him, are you attached to anything? He said, no. He said, you can't be. He said, because I want more stuff. Right. He said, so I'll sell something just to get something else, and I'll buy it back later. He was like, I'll buy it back later. Yeah.
He's like, I'll get tired of something I collected and sell it to buy something else that I want.
Yeah.
It worked. Yeah.
Oh, I saw DC Comics had asked about cons. We try to go to almost all cons that are. They're at the last few, so I don't know what the con lineup looks like for North Carolina coming up, but there's things coming up. We're not at Emerald C2A2. We'll definitely try to be there.
Right.
Absolutely.
I'll be at C2E2. If you're in Chicago and you see me on the floor, say hi.
Me too.
We'll hit up the whole alphabet of conventions eventually, I'm sure. I don't remember what all of them are. They're like NYCC, all these different ones. I'm like, I can't remember them all. So, but we are going to one, I think the one in December with AMCAM, and we'll have a booth, and we'll bring some toys and our books and sling stuff there.
Nice.
Right.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yo, Cooks, man, hop on, Cooks. Hop on. You do your rapid fire thing, man. Hop on here. we got
Ladies,
Cooks.
gender-wise, we know that women are not properly represented in comics. How do you think we can fix that in 2021?
I mean, I don't know that they're not properly represented. Yeah. I don't know that I would say that they aren't properly represented.
I mean, they're properly represented, but gender-wise, like there is an uneven. The seesaw is more male than female.
You mean there's like a lot more males characters, male
Right.
lead
How do you
roles.
think? Right. Like, yeah, because they're not properly represented. I mean,
It makes
in a
them
lot of
more
ways. In a
rare
lot
and
of
more
ways.
special.
Okay.
I don't
I
think
see
it.
it.
I still kind of just don't think it really is a. To me, it doesn't seem like a problem.
No.
I think that it's a good balance. But I don't know. Sometimes too much of a good thing cannot be a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, I have to
You gotta
agree
be
with
careful.
Amber.
You have to be
So
careful.
true.
Mhm.
Right.
Because when this starts feeling like pushed and forced,
Mhm.
it's
Thank
like
It's such a
sticks out like a
turn
sore
off.
thumb, like so cringy.
Right.
Yeah.
When
Right.
you're-
Right.
You know, we
Right.
talk
Right.
about that all the time, Stu. About
Yeah, we
like,
do.
you know,
Yeah, we talk about
gay
Yeah.
like they push.
characters or
Right. They
characters
push the gay characters. Like we just think it's
when it's
just
really
we think like
obvious and fake.
There's a lot of money
yeah.
grabbing going on right now, and a lot
And
of
I think
pandering.
Marvel
Yes,
does
it's a lot of pandering.
Pandering
So
and
all of a sudden, if we get 30 new female characters next month, we're all going to be going like, "Damn, okay, we see what you're doing."
like
You
right.
know?
It's so
I
obvious.
do think Marvel does a better job of like kind of giving good representation of all different genders, sexualities, races without making it feel forced.
And
Right.
that's
I mean,
the
No, I
they've always been.
100% agree.
I
I
mean,
can
the
agree. I
X-Men
can
was
agree
always
with that.
Yeah,
I can
X-Men
agree with
was
that
I
because
100% agree.
about
yeah, I can agree because Marvel always did a good job
yeah,
at the gender
X-Men was
representation,
their
but
deal.
DC always did it. Always were big
They're trying
on
to be too
sexual.
woke. Is what's happening. Like DC is
But
trying
no,
to be too
DC was
woke.
always good at
Doing the woke
sexual
thing.
representation because there's a lot of gay characters in DC. There's a lot of straight characters, a lot of heterosexual. There's a lot of bi characters in DC. They might not have
Especially
been.
now,
They might not have represented women as much
throwing
as
them on.
Marvel did, but sexuality wise, they dove off the deep end from day one.
They dove off the deep
Like
They
if
end.
you,
did, but you know
yeah,
what?
Too much.
We don't need to. We don't need that to be the selling feature
Yes.
of a comic,
Exactly.
right,
and that doesn't
right,
need.
and that's what we talk about, right? That's
Yeah,
what we
that
talk
doesn't
about.
need
just
to
look
be
romantic.
what grabs somebody. It's
Right.
like, okay, well, tell us about the story, because that's what people in the comic community
Yeah.
like, not just
Yeah.
this person
Right.
is this, so buy this book.
We're
You know, and when
anti-bad
they
writing.
do that, what's going to happen is when they do that, they're going to get an influx of people coming in to buy certain things, but they won't ever come back because they're just buying it for whatever specific reason is being put on the market at that time. So then they're still going to have to go back to the drawing board and say, okay, we thought this was going to work. It didn't quite work. We still have to come up with something else. So then they find another market to pander to and another one. And if they would just, I think across the board, people know that DC has been struggling with some storylines. And so they're constantly grabbing, and they really just need to go back to the drawing board and figure out some good stories. Doesn't matter what they got
take
going
all
on,
that
but they're
aside, just like put out good content.
Yeah. They're
Well, here's
literally
one-
going, look at this. This is why you want to buy this. And then
Well, here's one
people
for you,
come in
ladies.
and buy it,
Here's
and
one
then
for you.
they're gonna
Well,
go
here's
away.
one. Here's a good question for you because we asked this the other day, and I would love to hear a woman's perspective on this. DC, the big three. Do you think it's time to just put them on the shelf and then a new big three to the forefront? Because you got Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. That's all we see. They got movies, they got comics, they got video games, they have toys. Do you think that it's time to see maybe?
Like, that's their history. No way.
Well, not really get rid of them, but just push newer heroes to the forefront. Like push some newer heroes that they haven't pushed. Like let's say, for instance, Flash, Shazam, and I would go with maybe Batwoman or Batgirl.
Like,
I don't think that they should take away them.
Yeah, I agree.
Right.
They do have strong storylines. I think that they need to like just take their time. Like, look, I mean, I feel like Spider-Man is like a perfect example of that. Like, look where Spider-Man started, and now we have Marvel. They just like build like beautiful story of Spider-Man's life. This crazy stuff happened, and look where we are today. I think if they just like stopped and, like I said, went to the drawing board and made a plan for these characters and really took their time and not make it look forced, and like they're trying to grab money. You know, I feel like if they did that, they could build beautiful stories and even build characters from them really nicely.
They really could. They really could, because all of these characters, I mean, they all started somewhere. But what they're like we've all been saying, is what they're doing is they're putting so much time and energy on making money and trying to get that quick buck that they're not writing good storylines. I don't think they need to shelf any of the characters, but what I do think they need to stop doing is trying to change the current characters. And constantly messing with them and trying to figure out a new way. But yeah, they have a lot of characters in their back pocket that they could build on. But we've had a lot of, especially from DC, we've had a lot of characters come out this past year and a half that we've seen nothing of, really. And they just keep pumping out new stuff, trying to hope that it'll stick. Like, if I throw this at the wall, what's gonna stick?
See what sticks on the wall.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, guys. Well, we have
What's up, Brooks?
my co-host right now.
Oh
Brooks
shit! I'm
24.
sorry.
You're
My
in the
bad. I was
show.
asleep.
You're in
My
the
bad.
show.
I was asleep. I'm sorry. What's up, Stu?
Hello.
What's up, Reno?
What's going on, Cooks?
Sammy,
Hey, homie.
Nerdy Girl, Cream and Cash. What's up, Max up there? I see you. You know what I mean? Hey, thank y'all for letting me come in right quick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I want to say, ladies, it's an honor to have y'all on the show. I'm glad I could be in the chat room, comment, listening, and everything. You know what I mean? So what I got now is the Cooks 24 check 1-2 bonus round, where I ask y'all, ladies and fellas, y'all can play along too. Round one, I ask y'all two things. You tell me which one y'all like the best. Each one, just which one you like the best, just boom, like that. And then on the second round, I got 3 to 4 words for each one of y'all that means something to y'all, and I want to know what it means to you. Are y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
Round one. Here we go. All right.
Why do we
Ladies,
feel so nervous?
pick one, pick the other. Here we go. Starting with geeks or nerds?
Nerds.
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 Well,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
Nerds.
Are we all
Okay.
to answer at the same time?
And however y'all want to.
However, yeah. Geek.
Nerds.
Somebody
I'm
said geek.
impulsive and have no filter, so I'm just gonna throw it out there.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite movie is Revenge of the Nerds. So nerds.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
a
Here we
great
go.
movie.
Always nerds.
Yes, man. Yes, sir, it is.
Platinum age or golden age?
Golden Age.
Golden.
Golden Age.
Golden.
Yeah.
Ooh, I
New
love
Age.
that you threw Platinum Age in there,
Modern.
though.
Okay.
Now, is
Okay.
platinum age, is that what we're calling the modern era?
No, Platinum is like pre-Golden
No.
Age,
It's Golden Age, yeah.
Oh,
like
okay.
the
Okay,
like
okay.
late 1920s and like
You
super
know,
early
The
1930s.
modern era
Yeah.
is the longest era is the modern era. Like after copper or bronze or whatever, this
Yeah,
new
it's just
era is the
modern. It's
longest.
like
Like they
90s
never.
on is all
At what
modern.
point we need a name or we need to make a new one because it's just dragged on. It's longer than any other one has been in the past.
Listen, we all got to be seen. When we all become senior citizens, then the younger people will make a name, and then that's when it'll pass the torch.
Right.
Nobody has a
Right,
senior citizen yet.
Right. All right.
But
all right,
Amber's
cool.
shaking her head. Amber's shaking her head like that deal will
I'm
never
thinking
come.
about what my kids are always asking me, like what generation I am or something
Okay.
like that, and I'm like, oh my god, here we go.
Reading or audio?
Reading.
Audio.
Reading.
Audio
Reading.
Reading.
I rock audio
Okay.
books.
Okay. Comics or toys?
Comics.
Comics.
Comics. Yeah, comics.
Max? What about you,
100%
Max?
comics.
I said comics.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Radio or podcast?
Radio.
Podcast.
Radio.
Oh man, that was
YouTube
snowball. That
videos.
was a snowball. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
podcast.
Or YouTube
here
videos,
go-
right?
I like
Here
to
go a
watch
good one.
memes.
Okay.
Here go a good one for y'all.
Out in left field, sorry guys.
Okay. For all the sellers and auctioneers, Sundays or Saturdays?
Ooh.
Saturday morning.
Seller
Oh,
said,
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday morning. We have a great
Tuesday.
show Saturday morning.
Tuesdays on YouTube.
Comic book day.
Okay.
Then Wednesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Okay. Comic-Con or comic shops?
Comic shop.
Comic Con.
Comic shop.
Oof.
I'm going shop.
That's hard.
Yes.
because
I've never
those
been
are
to a
so
Comic
good.
Con. I've never been to a Comic Con, so I'm gonna say Comic Con because I've never been to one.
You get
Yeah.
to shop.
I
at a
love
whole
the,
bunch of shops
the
at
community and the
Comic-Con.
shop of books.
Sorry, Amber. Still support
Okay.
No,
Okay.
look,
Okay.
I'll tell you that I just feel like it's a little less overwhelming sometimes if you can.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's true.
The
It
prices might
definitely
be
is.
better. The prices
prices,
might be better.
and it's more
And it depends
intimate,
what
and you
you're
can have a
hunting
good
for, too.
conversation with the
True.
owner and things. Like I don't know, I love the vibe of the LCA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's get into some women characters. Miss Marvel or Poison Ivy?
Poison Ivy.
Ooh, Miss Marvel.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
folks,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Like
There
them
goes a-
both.
I had to
can't
go.
use
I had to
them.
go with Miss Marvel on that one too. I had to
Okay.
go with Miss
Okay.
Marvel on that one too.
I've always this one I want to know: Lois Lane or MJ?
MJ.
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 Dang, she swept the floor. Okay. Jessica Jones or the Wasp?
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones.
I love Jessica Jones.
I
Passionate.
like the Wasp. Okay. All right, here we go.
Why?
Okay,
But
here we
why
go.
MJ over Why MJ over Lois Lane?
I knew Stu was gonna say. I knew he was quiet for a minute.
Because I just want to know. No, it's
DC
not.
guy.
It's,
Nah,
I just want to know.
DC guy.
Nah, because they. No, 'cause I know,
I'm
but they
not
all
a
just was like.
Superman fan like at
It was.
all.
It was.
MJ.
It was
I don't know, I feel like
overwhelmingly.
I feel like MJ is more cool. She's more hip. She's more.
Lois Lane, she's every Silver Age cover breaking poor Superman's heart. He's always in the corner, like,
Yeah.
and she's over there, like, either with a daydream
Doing him
couple or like
dirty.
with another man. Or, oh my
Yeah.
God, poor Superman. I
A
can't.
homie
See?
Lois
hopper.
Lane.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
I love it.
All right, moving right
MJ's
along.
loyal.
Moving right along.
Batwoman, or Batgirl?
Batwoman for me.
I don't know the difference.
Ooh.
I know you were gonna say Boo.
Okay.
I picked
The
Batwoman.
difference is, Reno, Batgirl is Batman's protege, but she has her own mind. She's very independent. Batwoman is
Super. Yeah.
the woman of Bruce. She's like a female version of Bruce Wayne, and she's gay.
One of them's
I'm
a
gonna go
lesbian.
Batgirl.
I don't know. I'd have to go Batgirl.
Okay.
Which
Okay.
which is the one
I
that
took
has the yellow and
side.
the yellow suit? One of them is like red and black, and one of them is like yellow and blue. Right?
Yellow and purple. Right.
Yellow. Yeah.
Yellow
Yellow
Batgirl.
and purple. That's
Okay.
Which one's
Batgirl.
that?
Okay.
Batgirl. Yeah, I go.
That's
Batgirl.
commission. That's used to be Barbara Gordon, who's now
Barbara
Oracle.
Gordon. Yeah.
Barbara
Okay.
Gordon.
All right.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad you said that. Barbara Gordon or Catwoman?
Catwoman.
I picked Catwoman.
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 What were the choices?
Barbara
Barbara
Gordon.
Barbara
Yeah,
Gordon,
I know.
Catwoman.
That's the answer.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Catwoman.
She killed it for me.
Kylie.
Yeah, and
Okay.
Kylie. Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Okay. And the last one for number one, bonus round one. Just the ladies. Respect or loyalty?
Both.
Oh, yeah. Oh, if I have to choose one,
you gotta choose one.
dang.
Only
Respect.
one?
Gotta choose one. Gotta choose one.
Respect.
Yes, this is.
I just won't
Respect.
trust your ass, but you'll respect me.
Okay. Sammy, what about you?
Sammy?
Loyalty.
That's so
But
difficult.
they're both very important.
Circle small.
Because if you
Okay.
disrespect me, I don't care about loyalty. I'll just leave.
Hmm.
But that's why loyalty. That's why I picked loyalty. Because
Right.
yeah, I'm the one who's going
Because
to
even if they're disrespectful, they got your back.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I'd have to say
not
loyal.
always.
Sammy, what'd you say?
Who said it?
I said I'd have to say loyalty. That definitely took me a hot minute, but yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, and I want to ask everybody this question: do you? Because it's a trick question. Do you think you can have one without the other?
Not
Mm.
honestly, not really.
Probably. I don't know. Probably not.
You could
If
respect
you're
an enemy, though.
disloyal to me, then you're
You
disrespecting
don't
me.
need them.
Or you could respect an
Right.
enemy and not
Yeah,
be
you
loyal to
respect
the
your
enemy.
enemies. You respect
that's
your
true.
competitors, but you're not loyal to.
Right.
You don't owe them anything.
Right.
I still
Okay.
choose
Respect and loyalty. Respect and loyalty are honorable, or they're
Right.
honorable traits. They're also, personifications of your character. You can be
Okay.
loyal,
Yeah.
honest,
Be
respectful.
respectful and not be
Yeah.
You know what I
loyal.
mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
things of that nature. And that builds upon your character. So you
Yeah, so
need
true.
you
Yeah,
can't
and you can
have
be
all that.
loyal and
You know?
disrespectful. Right.
Yeah, when you're building when
And
you
you
have
can
like
you can be
relations with
you can be
people and
disloyal and disrespectful.
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh yeah, then
Yeah,
you
when
So go ahead,
definitely.
Sammy.
yeah. I
Yeah, go ahead, Sammy.
you do need respect and loyalty because especially when you're building relationships, whether it's like marriage, friends, partners, like Jacob said, like business partners, like that needs both respect and loyalty for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't
Cool.
take
All
anyone.
right. All right.
Absolutely.
Now that was great. I had fun with that. Now round two. Each one of you ladies, I have 3 to 4 words that is just for you, and you tell us what they mean to you. And I'm gonna start with you up there, Max. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Pokemon.
Gotta catch 'em all. My childhood, I guess.
Oh my
Okay. Max Comics.
It's still my turn. What's going on?
Yeah, it's
Max
you.
Comics are
It's
You
you.
words, and
It's
you have
you.
to tell them what they mean what they mean to you when he tells you the words.
Yeah.
So my name. I took a risk on myself.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
doing this full time.
Okay. And Shelby's Comics.
Friend.
Okay. Indie Comics.
Yes.
Okay. And last one for
I love
you,
them.
Women Collectors.
Variety. Lots of
Okay.
variety. And that's what I love because we got all of it covered, you know. Between
Okay. All right.
the lot of us women who came here from all different walks and different variety of ways.
Right.
And we still have that same variety that you'd find if you picked up like a group of 10 dudes. Like some people like this, some people like that, you know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right.
So,
Next, Nerdy Girl. Entrepreneur.
Taking chances and going after your dreams and never settling. It's
Video
hustle.
game.
Ooh,
Go ahead.
my jam.
All right.
my jam.
Super Mario.
Greatest franchise of all time.
Okay. Tattoos.
go.
Just added a fifth one.
And Fun Day Sunday.
Whatnot. And when Sammy is in town, what we get to do together.
Okay. And last one
Right.
for you, women entrepreneurs.
I mean, be fearless and always go after what you want.
Okay. All right. Sammy, Skeleton Key. Your turn.
Say nerdy girl so you can say bestie.
Virtual comic shops.
I'm just like how I feel about them. I think they're absolutely amazing and very much needed.
Okay. Soda City Con.
It's weirdly hard.
I know.
What was that?
Soda City Con.
Soda City Con. It was a blast.
Uh-huh.
Super small, very underpopulated, but it was a blast.
Okay. Skeleton Key.
All right, that's in our business. And basically, comics unlock the mind, just like a skeleton key.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So good.
Fundraising.
Fundraising. I think it is very much needed and something I think we're probably all very passionate about.
Okay. And the last one for you, respect to women in comics.
Ooh, I could go on for another hour. No, I think that I honestly I know that some people are louder than others when they're negative, but honestly it's 99.999% good, very supportive. I think from my experience, women have been very, very respected in the hobby for sure.
Okay. Great answer. All right. And last, Ms. Amber. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
I
We're
guess.
gonna start off.
It is harder than you think once the question
It is. I'm like, wait, what do I say?
What?
All right, here we go.
Sweating.
Here we go. Here we go. You ready? We're gonna start.
Yeah.
We're gonna start this one right here. We're gonna start with this one. You know exactly what this means. The legit standard.
Oh, the legit standard. That is my mini legacy. That is my dude. That is
Mhm.
my son, where he found his passion. So he's very passionate about wrestling, and he has a new YouTube channel that he's called The Legit Standard. Unfortunately, he put up a couple videos that got blocked because he doesn't know like how to do like the copywriting and stuff like that. But that's my wrestling man. Yep.
Okay.
Dope.
The Creamer and Cash crew.
The whole crew. That's my team. Those are my friends. Those are my homies. That's my family. Yeah, we work together. Like when you are working side by side with people that you're chatting with every day, and you're selling things with, and you're making money with, and man, what else can you call them besides family? You know?
True. Okay. Okay. Now you gonna get this one. Cookies.
Cookies, that's my man Sans. What can I say? That's my man Sans. Yes, that's the
Sam's
homie.
group. Shout out Sam's
That's the
group.
cookie crew. Yeah, that's the cookie crew. Yeah, we as you guys know, we've worked very closely together, you know, kind of helping each other out with different auctions and different channels and stuff like that. Because
Cookies
you guys
and
always
cream.
need a partner somewhere, right?
Cookies
Man.
and cream.
Okay.
Yeah, better together.
Auctions.
Auctions, they are fun. They are long. They can be exhausting, but we get excited for them. And yeah, I mean, we get excited. Some days you're like, oh, I could do this again. I could do this again. But then you get into it and, you know, they're a blast, man. Every time I get on these auctions with you guys, it's like a party. We're hanging out with you guys. Like I can feel like you're there with us. You know, you kind of get lost in the moment.
So true.
Okay. Okay. And the last one for you is women running comic shops.
That's what I say to women running comic shops. Whatever kind of comic shop you have, thumbs up, hearts up to you guys. Running a shop, period, is hard. No doubt about it. We are putting it all on the line. As women running comic shops, we do have to say, you know, a woman in this industry, we are the caretakers of our home, right? We are the nutritionists. We are the ones that are taking care of that side of the family values. You know what I mean? So we put a lot out there. We sacrifice a lot, and we just make sure you find balance. That would be my suggestion: is find that balance.
Okay.
Down.
Well, that has been Cooks 24. Check 1, 2, bonus fun round with you ladies of the comic world. And much respect to all the other ladies out there in the comic world with their shops, their businesses, and all this. I salute y'all with both hands. Thank you so much for letting me do this with y'all. Stu, thank you. Reno, thank you. Hey,
You already know.
thank y'all so much. Everybody,
Cool.
please
Thank you.
subscribe to the ladies. Subscribe. Y'all see the ads and all that. Y'all subscribe, okay? Y'all subscribe. Everybody subscribe. Everybody watching,
You're the best
subscribe.
hype man
Hey,
ever.
subscribe right now. Everybody see it. Do not change this channel without going to Instagram and subscribing to all these folks on here. Don't worry about me. Subscribe to all them. And Stu and Reno too. Y'all subscribe, okay? Hey, much love to everybody. I'm out of here.
Cook.
Adios.
Thank you,
Thank
man.
you. Bye.
Peace.
Thank you, brother. That's the
Oh,
homie
that
right
was
there.
fun.
That's my brother right there.
That was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's my dude. So, guys, I don't know. Sammy was like, how long is this going to be? An hour? It's 2 hours we're running up on. But I said, look, if we're on a roll and we're having a good time, it could go on and on. Kind of wanted to wrap it up with a question that I think you guys kind of answered, but what is a good, helpful lesson that you came away with that you'd like to pass on to young women who are interested in or, in collecting or reading or selling comics?
Buy what you like. Invest in what you love.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that energy will transfer. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Absolutely. Just jump into it. Instagram is like a great place to set. The comic community is so kind and welcoming. If you feel like you're reading something that might be like too niche, I guarantee there's over 100 people that are super interested in it, and I learned that pretty quick because I love Saga a lot, and I didn't realize how many other people were like low-key obsessed with Saga until I posted about it.
My boyfriend
So I'll
is
just
too.
say, yeah, and don't be afraid to
loves
ask
it.
questions. I feel like the
Yes,
community
always
is
have
really
questions.
helpful.
And don't be afraid to take a seat at the table. Like, really, like, do not be afraid to do that, because really, you're the only one holding yourself back.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Words
think
of
that's
wisdom.
great. Like, you can't be scared of this industry, because I will say, like, I don't know if you guys felt this way getting into it. It was very frightening at first. Like, do I have enough knowledge? Are they going to accept me? Are they going to laugh me off the block? Like, you know, and you can't be
Well,
afraid
my
of.
thing was, are they going to think I'm just some dumb girl who doesn't know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about?
absolutely.
And
Absolutely. Like,
once I
Whoa,
start
whoa,
talking,
that's kind of
yeah.
harsh. Wow,
no, but it's
that's
true.
harsh.
That's how
Don't
they,
have
that's
to.
how they gotta.
You know what?
They'll be like,
It's
oh,
still
no,
today.
that's this. And I'll be like,
We're-
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, where like people will say, even today, still, oh wow, I didn't even know you knew that, or oh wow,
Mhm.
you're so much smarter than I thought you were, or like little comments like that, where it's like these backhanded compliments,
Yeah.
where
Right.
it's just don't say that. Like, just have a conversation.
Just don't.
Right?
Just
Yeah.
Like,
compliment
don't
us
be
the normal
afraid.
way.
Treat me like I'm one of the guys, because most of the times I'm as crude as the guys are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Max, what about you?
So I actually have a couple of young fans who tune in. Amber recently met them on our podcast this last Friday, and one thing I did tell them in the DMs was, I try my best, and that's all that matters. As long as you know you've tried your best, it doesn't matter if anyone else says it's good enough or not. As long as you give your all with all of your goals, your opinion of yourself matters much more than anyone else's opinion of you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I was like, that's what I would tell my younger self if I could, because it's really tough being a young girl in this world, and in the way, the state of the world, especially. So yeah.
Yes, I am not laughing at you.
I've read the
I'm
comment too.
so
I read the
rude,
comment too. I
but
get it.
I can't even. I'm not even going to answer that question. I will let you guess my astrological sign, because I'm pretty
That's
sure
fine.
anyone will guess my sign.
Scorpio. No?
Right, Freeway?
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so I think it's really cool that
That's hilarious.
there are younger girls and families that will be coming into this, and it is very, very scary, very daunting at first, like almost like borderline panic attack. Like, how do I go into a comic shop without somebody there with me, like a guy there to like protect me and fend off any other dudes that might be weird or something? You know, you're scared.
Yeah.
And that's normal at first, but just understand and stand up for yourself and learn your knowledge, and don't be afraid to go into SmackDown mode on some dumbass when they're
Invest in
questioning
GP
you.
analysis. I have no affiliation or sponsorship with that website, but I cannot tell you, if you are a new collector, period, coming in, pay the $10.95 a month for GP analysis. It is so worth the information and pricing data you get on that website.
What is it? GP analysis?
GP analysis. And what it
I love that, yeah.
comics.gpanalysis.com. Again, I have no sponsorship, no affiliation. It's just a site I've used like the entire time I've been in comics, and it tracks graded comic sales. So if you click on it, and you can sort out restored, signature series, regular blue label copies. It does not pull CBCS sales. It only pulls CGC. But
that's good to know.
It'll go back to like 2010 or older than that, really. It goes back like 15 years. and data, so you
Oh,
can
wow.
even see like different pricing trends. It's a super, super resourceful site
What?
if you're coming into or even if you're old in the hobby and you don't know where to always go to look up data.
This is my son right here, Blaze.
Hi, Blaze. So
He's like, "What are you doing, Dad? This show's taking forever. What are you doing?" He's like, "I need my gaming chair back."
See you, Jacob.
bye.
Thanks for stopping in.
Nah, that's my buddy right there. So yeah, Stu, do you have any like final any questions, anything?
I think we've covered it all.
Yeah,
And I think the
we
ladies
did.
have had enough questions for tonight.
It's been a phenomenal show, guys. I mean, really great. Everybody that
And I
came in the
appreciate you
chat.
for hanging in there as long as you have. I really do.
Yes,
this
I mean,
was
nah,
fun.
Oh, it was
That was
fun.
fun.
It was
Fun.
a blast.
Yeah.
it was a lot
No,
of fun.
and not in a bad way. I'm just saying, we've
Got
been
a
busted
little
up for what, 2 hours, a little over 2 hours
Yeah.
now. So yeah.
Yeah.
So
It didn't
I
even seem like
appreciate the
it, though.
time. No, it didn't.
Yeah.
I just appreciate
Flew
you.
by.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. Yeah, we appreciate your time 100%.
We appreciate you having us on, guys.
Anytime.
Yes, that was a great
Absolutely.
time.
I
Absolutely.
tell you what, we'll do it again in 6 months and see we'll have where you at and what you're doing.
It's a date.
That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah, we
All
definitely
right,
gonna
it's a
do
date
a
then.
part
All right,
2
6
for
months
sure.
from now. So that'll be what, May?
Yep.
Okay,
Something
May.
like
Could
that.
be soon. Could be soon.
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah,
But,
May.
uh,
So we'll
Day
bring
by
you.
day.
Yeah, we'll bring
Yeah,
the
man.
ladies back and we'll have a where you at and what you're doing now. 6
Yeah,
months
where are
later.
they now, right? Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
what are you doing? What are you guys up to
So,
now? All right.
shout out
Alright.
to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Multiverse Comics Parade, Jacob Kotecki, Freeway B, Lisa Noble, GC 2001, Ann Smith, everybody that of course Cooks, man. Thank you for coming on, bro, and doing that rapid fire. James Willie in the building, Stephen Lewis, Pops. Yo, shout out to everybody, man, and thank y'all for coming and hanging out with the sixth element of hip hop. I'm your host, Reno Noir. This is your co-host.
Stu Dog.
You're supposed to drop Stu Dog, bro.
He forgot his
I think
name.
his mic is muted.
Maybe.
Nope.
Is he muted?
Oh yeah, he's muted. Maybe it got unplugged.
Is he? We're calculating.
This
looks
is
like
his
he can.
co-host, Stu Dog.
You know what I think he's talking to? Sorry, what'd you say?
I said this is his co-host, Stu Dog.
Yeah. All right, well, I think Stu's talking to his wife or something. He's got the thing muted. But anyway, guys, yo, it was great, and we will see y'all. We will see you guys. We will see everybody Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for indie hip hop and comics, and then of course Saturday we got DC Day, also at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can find me on Instagram at 6th_element_comics. And we'll see y'all later. This was Hip Hop and Comics. Peace.
Peace.